I want a sandwich. Now. Oh, sandwich wench. Yo, wench. Sandwich. Now. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. I'm going to need a sandwich. A sandwich. A sandwich. Oh, sandwich wench. I want a sandwich. Sandwich.
Hello everyone, I think. People that might join, or watch on playback. Welcome to another episode of Not Worth a Cork. Where are we? Here we are. There it is. Hi. Joining me to go through some, I would say treats, but this is a very much a, ironically, an experimental. One of the whiskies in question is in fact that today. It is an experimental evening for David because he is not overly fond of one of these, especially. So he say hello, David.
Who the hell is David?
It's Dave Bay. I recently conjured this up. I was very proud of myself. Say hello, David.
Hello, David. Dave Bay, whoever I am this week.
Dr. David of Davidness.
Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Yes, and hello, Penguin. Hello, Sungless Wing Zero. Hello, Becky. Hope you're having a marvellous day today. We are going to be going through my collection of Glenfiddich's, which got pushed forward because of a somewhat premature end, although I did call it, to a camping holiday that over 50% did not want to end, which is totally fine. We take no issue with it. I'm sure, one person does because he spent about 10 hours driving. Yeah. Well done, David.
Yes, and that was a long-ass day driving a bus.
But you were rewarded with a nice quad glass. It was quad.
I was. That was
it was two doubles of English whiskey, 15 Founders Private Cellar batch. Yes, and of course next week I'm sure if you get enough money you'll probably buy your own one and then never open it.
well, yes, quite. I mean,
if it's the wine one, I'll be really pissed off.
One does have to make sure one ups you. Yeah.
You did that with the freaking milk and honey. The thing is, I swear you only do it.
Semi-accidental. It was only purely because of my chance I saw. I swear it was.
I get it, but I swear you only do it because of me doing you in on January. Because I walked in there and went, bosh.
Well, you're going to do me again this January, so.
Yeah, you see the pot. I put lights in it. It looks really, really
good. Is it going to sing a tune when you open it up?
Hallelujah.
Here comes the money.
money. Dollar. Wrong currency. Oh, shit. Anyway, yes. So today, as you can see on the screen, in the centre screen anyway, we are going to be, for this episode, which, by the way, I spent an hour doing that sign. David hates it. Not the sign, although, to be honest, it is kind of creative. We are going to be going through 6 entries, although I did have 7. I did have 8, but one was a stream whiskey and it's gone. That was the Pomona cask you quite liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to be, of the 7 I have, we're going to go through 6 of them. Okay, I have 8 because there's a 12 as well that you're not going to touch. But we got these 6, and these are ones that we've agreed on because I've niced David to an extent. And perhaps we should begin by talking about this a bit because technically David got his first bottle of Glenfiddich and only one before me.
Yeah.
What is yours, David?
Mine is a half bottle
35
of
cl.
The Glenfiddich 12.
Glenfiddich.
I
know.
Thing.
Fiddy.
I don't drink it much, so I don't pronounce it
You've
much.
never touched it, really, have you? The 12 you got?
No. But I had that as... It's the special reserve.
So that's what the 12 standard is. My 12 is special reserve as well. It's the old design with the screw top.
Yes. But that was a collaborative present from a few of my friends for my 18th birthday.
Hello, Russ Mullins.
Where I had a house party and they turned up with various alcohol. That was a specific present.
in a beautiful case.
Yes, it had the very,
case.
very fancy leatherized
Yeah, and
case
you've
design.
never opened it. And that makes sense now because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Now, hello, Leona, by the way. Hello, Russ Mullins. Hope you're all well. So on my 24th...
Jesus, that was 18 years ago in 2 days.
Yes.
That's scary.
14 years ago and a half, I bought for my second ever birthday whiskey a bottle of Glenfiddich 12. Now, it is called Special Reserve. It's also called something else. I'm almost certain it's the old design. I'm pretty sure there's a difference between that and the current 12. Because the current 12, I believe, is a single malt. I'm almost certain mine says blended malt.
I'm pretty certain mine was blended.
Now, that I think, based on the process, it has to be different. But I know for a fact, though, that David didn't like it because you've had a sample of the 5CL one, and we gave them to my dad, didn't we?
Yeah.
But you must have tried it because you didn't like it still.
So I didn't try it at that point, but it was one of the whiskies that I was then bought when I was out with people.
Is that when I told you to offload to my dad or my brother-in-law?
Yeah,
So
possibly.
I know for a January treat last year, I got my brother-in-law a bottle of Fiddich 12, and he thought it was the best thing ever. Which it is, to be fair, to a casual drinker, it is, and we should state this, Glenfiddich 12 is one of the most popular whiskies in the world.
Actually,
However, that is no indicator of quality because there are a number of others that are quite popular, and they are known for being quite bad.
Also, apologies to everyone in chat. I'm just going to show Meg an image. You will not be able to see this, but mine looked like that one, but obviously smaller because that's a 70. But that is single malt. It does not say blended. I thought it was blended.
I kind of want to go into my cabinet and check. I could swear it says blended malt on mine. But you know what? We'll defer to this, and it's a single malt. In that case, if it is, then in that case, we are wrong, and we will stand corrected, and David just doesn't like it.
Was it that? No, it was that one. Sorry, I found it, but it is still single malt. It was that one, sorry. That was 135 CL.
Fair enough.
But it is still single malt. So
well, David has shown me a picture, and very well, he has been corrected. I know that they had a version that said blended malt on there.
Yeah,
there's
I'm
no
pretty
way
sure.
I'm not making this up.
I'm pretty sure the TV advert used to be the world's best blend or something.
Yeah. And by the way, no, it's not. Johnny Walker Blue holds that spot. Gold Centenary is a close second. Now, the 12 for me, sentimentally, it holds a place in my heart because it was my second birthday whiskey. I still have the same bottle. It has been refilled twice. The first time it was refilled was when I first moved back here, when I finally got my whiskey anyway. And then it was refilled again 3 years ago because I was given a 35CL bottle, but it was the old design, not the new design. Because the new designs for 35CLs are cork tops. But this entire stream series, this whole podcast is that we're called. Yeah, this thing is called Not Worth a Cork because of Glenfiddich 12.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
It's not worth a cork.
Bosh.
Screw topper. Sorry, to complete the full quote from Meg's dad, not worth a cork, screw cap at best.
Yeah. It's like the we must, for context sake, make sure that is fully known. It's like the term "the customer is always right." That's not the full quote, though, is it? Do you know what the full quote is?
Customer is always right if you work in retail and want to keep your job.
The customer is always right in matters of taste. That is the full quote. It's like people saying we only use 10% of the brain.
Yeah.
No, we understand 10% of the brain.
Yes.
It is not the same. Stop being sheeple.
Yeah, we only understand how
Yes.
10% of our brain works.
This is vitally important. The full quote from me, the dumbest thing, well, smartest, I guess, actually, is, it's not worth a cork, it's a screw top at best. Although my dad changed that to screw cap, I
Cruise
believe.
cap, yeah, for the
Which,
t-shirt, yes.
That's fine. I don't wear it. It's too big. Hi, Dad. But yeah,
Hi,
no.
Dad.
I don't mind the 12, but I will say that while David doesn't like the 12, I have managed to get him to like some. But I have a goal with this stream. I want him to definitively on air say, "I like Glenfiddich" by the time we're finished. I want to hear
David
these.
finds something to write down in big letters. Do not say the following.
Yeah.
Must not say.
We just set them on for 3 hours and be like, "Right, that's what I say."
Challenge completed.
Yes. I want to convincingly get you to willingly think.
The problem is, we think we know I do like one though, don't we?
Well-
because I'm pretty sure the 15 we've had, and I did.
Well, you
was
tolerated
alright,
it. I think you said it was a bit watery compared to others. That was your gripe. There is one I know I definitively know you like, but it's discontinued. Annoyingly, its successor is also discontinued, so the only bottle I have of it is the annoying thing is I stupidly got rid of the carton for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know why I did. I think I did because I was trying to make it the front more visible in my cabinet.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
you went for a phase, didn't you, of deboxing to increase visibility.
I did it again, but I did it for the right reasons this time at least. But yes, and for that to make sense, we'll get to it soon. There is one I know David does like, and there's an experimental he didn't mind, but to be fair, he didn't know what it was ahead of time as well, so it did show that there is a blind taste element to enjoying something without knowing fully. And then when you find it, you're like, oh, interesting. You've got my attention. But we are going to be going through... we are going to be starting with...
And equally, I didn't just... When you told me it was Glenfiddich, I didn't just go, no, actually, I didn't like that.
Yeah, well, you already had a sip of it, and I asked you what it was. You were in the hallway, I believe.
Yeah.
So on the screen, you will see the array of whiskies on offer today. We have the Glenfiddich 12, leave it at that. The Glenfiddich 14, 15, 18, the Project XX Experimental Series, which I maintain he will love, and then the more recent purchase that I'm so happy I've got, Glenfiddich 21 that my tentacle is obscuring. Yes. Although to be fair, the bottle, while looking impressive, is
it's more impressive in the box.
It's a collaborative thing. Yes. It's like when I was there. If it went for the Bunnahabhain thing, I would have asked for the Grand Cru 23 as well, because that's a similar box, but all blacked out, and I'm like, cuvee cask, you have my attention. But we will hold off. Phase of getting rid of... I did, yes. I just don't like boxes. Giggity. Yes,
anti-box.
Yes, please. Yeah, I'm anti-box. I'm not anymore, because I've got some, like you, I've got some really nice box collection pieces, whiskey ones especially. And I think there is important... Sometimes you just have to look at the value of the bottle you're buying. If it's like something you can readily, availably buy, it makes no sense to keep certain ones. However, there are some I will always keep. I should have kept the Glenfiddich 12 one from the old days. In fact, if I could get another one of those tubes, I would buy it, to put it back in there. Then it could be, put away. But right now it's hidden, so I will state...
Out of sight, out of mind.
Only because of you. Now... On the left, you'll see Glenfiddich 12. Glenfiddich 12 is green, not red. There are a number of variants of the 12, which is where we're going to be starting. This Glenfiddich 12 doesn't look any bigger than the other bottles, yet is apparently 750ml.
Yes, because this one has travelled long and far.
One in the middle, red. That's the one. This one has crossed the Atlantic Ocean. Is that the correct one?
It is indeed.
It was actually on a list. I paid for it. I got David to buy it for me because along with the Bushmills Prohibition and the Metallica Blackened 72 Seasons, which my dad did enjoy, but not as much as he enjoyed the Eagle Rare. He thought the Eagle Rare was sublime. Yeah. His way of drinking it, of course. He thought the Eagle Rare was best. He thought that was brilliant, and I was like, of course it was. We agree. Yeah. This is not a contest. That's one I'm going to drink that and replace it, because that's definitely there. Brace yourself, David. You can get through that. Yeah, thank you. Hi, Bri. Hope you're well.
I'm braced.
And yes, this whiskey is one Marud, but this is Scottish, so it's matured. We'll do English next time on the 24th of August, 2024, 8 p.m. GMT.
And that will be very Marud.
Very Marud, and it'll be spiffing. And if we get anything while we're in the distillery area, which I'll shoot for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll shoot for one. But we will get something. I'm sure David will, because it's his birthday.
Yes, I will have birthday whiskey. It shall be English, and we will see what
it won't. No.
Apparently it won't be English, because it might be being presented to me on Friday.
Yeah.
And judging by the smile Meg has on his face, it's one I'm either not going to like, or going to be really sad that I have to open because it's a birthday whiskey and therefore has to be
exactly
opened.
What I've done, and she will confirm in the chat. Meg is a D-head. Because you can't say the word. Yeah. YouTube demonetised.
Well, I already know you are, so that means...
Yes, well, I've been that consistently for how many years we've been friends.
The question is, what have you done? Have you given me something I'm going to hate, but obviously it's a birthday whiskey, so I'm going to open it? Or have you given me something that's ridiculously expensive that I'm not going to want to open, but I have to open it because it's birthday whiskey?
It's a mystery. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
The way you're telling me is you haven't got me another bottle of that Kalila Gordon MacPhail.
It's not a very good theme, is it?
No, I don't know. I don't know what the theme is. You keep saying the theme, and I don't know what the theme is.
You'll get it when you'll understand. It's fine. Anyway, so this whiskey, basically, it was the last.
Please send help. Please.
Brace yourself. You can get through this. Indeed, it was a last-minute option choice because I saw it on the website. David and I were conversing while he was in Florida. He went to a shop called Total Wines. I saw it. Thank you, Penguin, for the 5 gifted memberships. We appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to state any donations received on this stream will be given directly to David for his birthday from you. So if anyone does, I will straight after taking 20% for tax.
Yeah,
Legit,
fair.
I have to pay tax.
Fair.
We'll all go to David. Consider this his birthday stream, okay? So if you do want to support, please do it through coffee, and it will go to him. He will confirm I have sent it, yeah? But yes.
Should you require evidence, I can provide.
Yes, he can do that. Now,
That's my help. Thank you very much.
This one was
5 new
chosen
people.
because you can't get this in the UK.
Yeah.
And I was like, well then, okay. I don't.
Basically, your list criteria is it? Can I buy it in the UK? No. Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to be fair, the only other options I wanted would have cost me about the amount you thought I owed you for one bottle. And I was like, I already owe him for a Bunnahabhain. Let's not go with the Angel's Envies.
Yeah.
Because they had some rare ones, and I was like, God damn it!
Yeah, so in that, I should have taken a picture.
Oh, your mum and dad told me about the shop.
The case.
I've seen the cases. That's the thing. I saw the Angel's Envy things. I saw them for $300-$400, and I was like, I want one.
I thought I took a picture in the shop of it to show you. I'll just go quick check.
But you do that later, yeah?
Right.
Anyway, we're going to start with this. This is the Glenfiddich Amontillado 12-year-old. The standard is not Amontillado. I don't believe it's a sherry finish at all. In fact, the first sherry finish is the Solera at 15, I think.
Yeah, I think it's standard.
Bourbon cask.
Bourbon or white oak, that sort of thing.
I think it is.
Pretty...
We'd have to confirm, and David's faster than I am on his phone. He types like a teenage girl, which is really ironic for a boomer. No offence, David, if you know I'm right.
I'm only a boomer in small aspects.
Like technology.
No.
Somewhat ironic.
I'm fairly good at technology most of the time.
Anyway, yes. Now, because this is my bottle... Sorry, I got close to the
What do
mic
you mean
there.
this is your bottle?
Shut up.
All of them are your
What
bottles.
I mean is, I've not opened this yet. I want to open it. Is that okay? Can I... Move out of the way.
No, it's not okay. How dare you?
Shut up, Bish. No Catland. I get to open
Yeah, I have the hat. I'm in charge.
Oh, okay. That only goes halfway, does it? Very well. Very. It's the seal has a well. It's.
Oh dear.
I've been stymied. It's okay. I'm gonna have to get creative.
Pressure from the airline hold, clearly.
I've got under my fingernail. That's painful. All right, I'm gonna have to do it this way. Sorry.
American oak and European oak sherry cask.
Really?
According to Asda, it's the first place I found where they've actually listed some barrels.
I had to do it this way because that didn't want to tear at all. I went under my fingernails. For those who don't know, there's a metal foil that is the seal on this. Once you break it, it does actually cause that. Then starts the process of the whiskey changing. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ooh, that ripped. Ooh,
I couldn't get it off. Couldn't get it off.
Yeah, carefully matured in the finest American oak and European oak sherry casks for at least 12 years.
Yes.
Mellowed in oak
So,
turn.
this is the first whiskey. It looks fantastic. I love the colour. There you go. I won't pop it. I'll let you do that because.
Are you sure you don't want to pop the cherry?
I'll let you. What is the right colour? Well, not that you can tell now the freaking foils come off. I'm a bit annoyed about that actually, but that's all right.
Yempi, we're not fighting.
Now, something about
it's just a marital disagreement.
something
It's all
about
good.
Glenfiddich you should know. This is a family-owned business. It is not owned by Proxima. It is not owned by Diageo. It is not owned by any major company. It's William Grant and Sons.
Yep.
They have always owned. This is theirs. They have owned it, and they will not sell it. And that's fundamental because it is it's the biggest family-owned company. Some of the biggest whiskies in the world, like Bushmills, Jameson's, they're owned by massive companies. This one is not. Go on.
So this is interesting.
Go on.
So, matured for 12 years in American and
Hello,
European
Morsel
oak
Chip and
sherry
Poltergeisha
casks.
and Ragamuffin.
So it's the standard
Yeah.
before finishing in Amontillado casks with distinctly rich and refined depth of flavour.
Well,
So it's the standard,
Yeah.
then like tweaked.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing they do. They would a lot of companies they'll do it for like 9 months or something, won't they? And that's all they need.
Yeah.
Shall we open this and pour a measure? Do you have the jigger to hand? It's it's just in there.
Did not actually acquire.
It's you can twist it out. It's fine. There you go. Thankfully, I thought ahead for you, buddy.
Yes. Much appreciated. This is loose.
Give it a little wiggle and just there you go. Oh, nice. I mean, it's a fairly wide end.
It is quite a big big end, yes.
I'm not going to bother sniffing the bottle tip. It's just not going to help, is it?
No.
The issue with pouring those, though, is that it does create that issue of, is it easy to, can you pour it, you know? The 21 is a nightmare to pour from. Oh, that's right, it's on the towel at least. Yeah. Very well. This is exciting, isn't it? It looks very, like, the colour on that is quite nice. It's got a nice deep colour to it.
Yeah.
It's not as dark as other sherry finishes, of course. It's not. It's 43%. It's obviously a little bit filtered. It's not a bad pop. Yes, thank you. And hello, Yempi, if I didn't say it to you already. I did see your comment. I thought I said hello to people that weren't here, and I realised it was actually the new members that haven't been aren't actually here at the moment. Oops. My apologies. Of course, summer holidays, one of those tricky ones. I just said to David earlier that these streams are going to be a bit quiet during the summer because people are away, and we fully understand that.
Especially obviously with this one being like, oh right, 2 days notice. Oh, we could do this. Well, then we were sitting there planning. Do we do?
Well, it was your suggestion.
Do we do it this day or this day or this?
Yeah.
One? So
I'd mentioned perhaps doing it, but I didn't tell you. So I was, when you suggested it, I thought, all right, we'll run with that then. Fair enough. We'll go with that and see what happens. But yeah, hopefully David doesn't recoil from all of them. If he does, it's going to be a very short stream on his part.
I'm sure there'll be some. I'm sure there'll be some that can't all be bad. I hope.
They're not bad though.
No.
I've had or tried all of them, except for the 21 and this. So I've had a 12.
That's a question. Whether that's a stream but is there a distillery or a brand of whiskey we've had where we haven't liked any of them that we've tried?
Beyond Pogues.
Yeah.
They've only had the one.
Those Teelings.
My dad loved the standard, and I just thought that it was not. It's because they're one of the best Irish whiskies out there. Anyway, should we have a little sniff on this?
Deposit in due course.
Have a little sniff. Have a little sniff.
Yeah, just have this.
You've got hiccups now,
no.
Because I bet you do it on purpose, wouldn't you, to get out of this?
No, I just thought I was going to sneeze for a second, so I was like, I don't want to be halfway through a sniff and sneeze.
Okay. I should note for this, I'm away on vacation. Yet here, do I leave now? Yeah, of course. If you're on vacation, do whatever's best for you.
It's very kind of you to join us from your vacay,
Yeah.
MP. We know how much you value your time away from
otherwise you do what is best for you and
boring
your
German
health.
lifestyle that you live with your
of
cat.
course. But yeah, no. There was something I was going to say. It slipped my mind. Shit. Oh right. So the tasting notes for this, they're the only ones I could find for it. Beyond there's some stuff on the tube. I'm sure. The only ones I could find are actually from a Glenfiddich website in the US. There was no tasting notes for this anywhere else. No one else sells it. There are other 12s. There's a triple cask 12 and a couple other random ones, but they're all limited release. The Amontillado is apparently an exclusive to the US. Just mean you're the most loyal follower. I mean, that might be the case with Yemps as well. Glutton for punishment. All that. Which one's mine? Is that mine?
I've been sniffing that one.
Okay. So I will put on the screen the tasting notes. There they are. It says here, Glenfiddich's special edition sherry cask, single malt, matured for 12 years in American and European oak sherry cask before finishing in Amontillado casks, adds lively notes of dried fruits and a delicately spicy finish. The Amontillado sherry casks are from the Spanish sherry region of someplace Jerez. It's an L lowercase, I would assume, or an I capital, I can't tell. And are the rarest of sherry casks, which I've heard of, because we have a Glenmorangie Amontillado. It's the blue 12-year-old on a shelf above my...
Is it not J? Is it not Jerez? Jerez?
I can't tell with the handwriting. The
Might
font. No. Look at the image. The font doesn't look like a J at all. It's right there. It's not a J. It might be Jerez, though. It's just really...
I can think of it would make sense.
Yeah, it probably is Jerez. It says here, Amontillado casks make up less than 5% of all our imported sherry casks. That's because 95% is Solera, illustrating their rarity and desirability. Best enjoyed neat on the rocks with a splash of water or with club slur. But yes, it is a 43%, so 86% ABV beverage. You're consider napping a hobby. It's not a bad hobby. You're here for me, Yempi. It's okay, then no. Well, that's very kind of you to be our scapegoat of course, as long as you all smash the like, we don't particularly mind if you're there for each other.
Yes.
Although there are 7 people, and I'm pretty sure 2 of them are me and Dave.
We're 8 now. So
Okay, so 6 of you here. That's great. Smash the like.
yes.
Should we have a sip? Because I'm actually looking forward. This is the one.
What is on the nose? Because I'm getting like a citrusy.
Well, I'll tell you in a sec. This costs
Okay.
$50 ish. I think it's 50 because $49.90. So not including the tax.
I mean, it's $49.95, and then the tax is like 52 or something.
Yeah, so it's minimal. On the nose, distinctively fresh and fruity with a hint of pear, delicate dry fruits, and subtle spice. So it's not very specific. It's a bit nebulous, but it does mention pear.
I've got something like fruity and
Yeah.
zingy. I was thinking citrus, but
I'm so tempted to get like a 5cl sample of the standard 12 and just put it in a glass and be like, we can compare the nose. Problem is, I can't get to it to do it. I'll confirm, actually, just to be certain.
Oh, he is attempting a raid on the cabinet. This may take a while because we have to move a shelf.
It's whether or not I can attempt a raid. That's the thing.
So basically, he has cunningly hidden the Glenfiddich behind the Game of Thrones collection. Now, the Game of Thrones collection is very epic. It's also epic in one particular sense. It's as tall as the shelf. And as there is a support beam that runs across the shelf, you can't actually take it out without lifting the above shelf. This therefore requires several games of Tetris, Jenga, probably other things as well, to somehow get to a bottle of whiskey.
I'm so sorry, David.
No, oh dear. There was not sufficient Jenga and Tetris to prevent him. He has acquired the beverage.
It is a single malt. Sorry.
It is a single malt, isn't it? Yeah.
It's okay, I'll put it back
It's
tomorrow.
only 40%. It's not quite as strong. So obviously they strengthened it out by putting it in the Amontillado.
We don't talk about it. Right. We're not gonna... We can pour a small glass just to compare nose. Put it in the one here, because it's a bit wider, isn't it? Just take it from the bottle directly. Don't bother with the jigger, because you'll contaminate the jigger. What we're gonna do, we're gonna base the nose on each other.
So here is a nice cork pop for you.
Yeah, it's
As if it was a screw top.
Yeah, it is the reason. Right, okay. Oh my god, that's so different. The nose is very different. Right, now go to your Amontillado one. Right, have a sniff of that. You'll understand.
Yeah, that's definitely nicer on the nose.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to bother with the palate part on that one, but we'll definitely try the Amontillado. Should we have a little go?
I believe we should commence the drinking.
Slanty. That's all right.
Sweet.
Very sweet. Very sweet. Got a bit of a lengthy finish.
Yeah, we've got some warmth going down.
Yeah.
It's light fruits.
Very light. But it's a very, very light drink. But it doesn't taste...
No.
It doesn't taste like that. The standard... Well, the OG 12.
Yeah.
Which has written on it 24-year-old birthday whiskey.
It does, yes.
It's the old logo, screw top bottle. Honestly, it's got the... I like the embossing on the bottle.
Yeah.
But to be honest, that looked like it makes me think of Glenlivet. Okay, so on the palate, beautifully sweet, fruity notes enveloped by rich oak, cinnamon, nutmeg, and a hint of baked apple. I kind of get the baked apple, like a baked apple pie.
Certainly fruity notes. A little bit of spiciness.
There is something else to it though. It feels
it's subtle, isn't it?
It feels a bit thin. Not bad thin.
No.
But like very easy to drink thin.
Yeah, it's.
It doesn't feel like it's thick with flavour.
No.
It's nice and summery.
Delicate.
Yeah.
Summaries. Yeah, it's quite good. It's
It's a good start.
It's a sipper.
It is. Yeah.
We'll find out if it's more than that in a minute, but it's a sipper.
Well, we'll do the 12-second thing soon, I'm sure. The finish, smooth and mellow with a lingering spiciness. Yeah, I can agree
with that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is very good, actually. It's very good. I like this.
He's trying. He's gone back to the original. He's made a face. The glass is going, and it's gone. The contents, the contents have just been yeeted outside, and the glass has just been put on the barbecue, on the bonfire, ready to be purged.
Exterminatus required. No, I should be clear. That's not bad per se, but it's not. Glenfiddich 12, the standard, is quite unrefined.
Yeah.
I understand why it's so popular, because it is one of those ones you can just. It's not rot gut territory of really bad, like the.
We're not talking Tesco value. And...
I don't consider it in the area of the shit skis. Yeah, I don't think it is. I think it is removed, but annoyingly, I feel like it sits in limbo between the baseline and those whiskies. It's right in the middle, and I think it's really unfortunate that the standard 12. This though, oh no, I like this one a lot. I'm looking forward to sharing this with my dad. I'd happily pour this.
He will like this. Yes.
Yeah, well, he will like it. Yeah, it'll go well with lemonade. To be fair, I'm not a fan of that, but again, I'm not going to criticize how my dad likes his drinks. He won't do it to me either, by the way. It's just If you give me that 12 while you talk to the chat instead of being on your teenage phone.
Sorry, I was adding an idea into the list.
Oh yeah. Can I have the 12 back, please? I will put it.
The one to do at one point when we're running out of money.
Everyone in the chat, please say goodbye to the Glenfiddich 12 while Meg now puts it back where it belongs in the abyss.
Please imagine. Imagine in your head the funeral march or something similar, Undertaker's entrance theme.
Imagine the funeral for Adolf Hitler.
The Glenfiddich is slowly making. And here we have the wild Glenfiddich, the 12-year-old whiskey which is being put into the back of the cupboard, never to be seen again. It's found its rightful place, out of sight, because, well, why would you?
It's gone.
It is gone. Excellent. We are just rebuilding the shelf. This may take a moment.
Yes.
But we are satisfied that the OG is in fact the GONE. Definitely, yeah. And the job is complete.
It's not.
No, except the old Pulteney that was left out.
I don't want to put that out. That's too dangerous.
No man left behind. Man overboard.
Yeah. It's too dangerous to drink.
That's the ridiculous. That's the 60-something one, isn't it? 64, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I had samples of and it kind of did me in.
At some point, you will get to enjoy a Oh Dear God stream when we try a load of things that are like 64, 5, 6%.
It will be a very much 2 mattresses in one room event.
Yeah.
Because
it will
there's
be
no
stream finishes, power button on a laptop, collapse into bed.
It will be a case that if I can manage to stop the stream will be stopped by me pulling the battery.
If not, there'll be a 12-hour ASMR stream of Meg and Dave snoring.
It'll be Dave snoring for about 12 hours, Meg for 2 hours, and then him pacing around really hungover around this room while David doesn't realise that I'm stood over him smiling at him the whole time. He wakes up and just goes, oh no. It's one of those nightmare dreams.
Because what you're going to do is you're going to wake up, you're holding the sword doll.
No.
It's like leaning over me. I'm like, ah!
I would have 3D printed a Batman cowl. You just see me standing over you like an angry cat. You just hear the Christian Bale Batman music. Dun, 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 dun,
Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do the 12 seconds on this. That's okay with you? Because it seems to be right that I do it first. For those who don't know, 12 seconds, 1 second for every year of maturation. And this one, I'm quite a bit of a dry throat, but this is really nice. Okay, right.
We are going. So he has the new and improved Glenfiddich 12 in his mouth. This is with the Amontillado, the nice sweet finish, which we're actually enjoying so far. And there we go, 12 seconds are up, and he has got
the spice builds up in the last 2 seconds. The spice builds up. First 10 is just really cool and sweet. Like it feels like a cool drink. You should do that. No, that's really.
I shall.
It goes down well. It tastes fantastic. I'm actually really happy with this one. I like that. You ready, David?
Yeah.
Go on then, David. Get it down, yeah. And go. No, you haven't. There you go. So David is now obviously doing the same test before we continue for a little bit longer and then send it. Script by David Attenborough. Sir David Attenborough, I think you'll find, if I have my way, Lordy of Lords. What do you think? Would you be safe to say right now? Where's he going? Yes, that's right. It's happened. It's only 34 minutes, and I want to hear it. Say it.
I like a Glenfiddich.
Oh, I am so moist.
That's actually delicious.
It's really nice, isn't it? Yeah.
I left it like an extra second or so because that spice.
If you go to Florida, you're gonna have to get one yourself, right?
That's so nice. That build up of the spice.
Yeah.
It's definitely nutmeg.
Yeah, David did finish early. Although, to be fair, decent stamina, 35 minutes. I'm just going to say, I am genuinely happy because this one and the 21 are actual unknowns to me. I haven't even asked my dad what he thought of the 21 because he's the only one that had a sample of it. I've sniffed it vaguely, but that's it.
I'm just waiting for one of your sisters also to come outside
She
and be
hasn't
like,
moved. She has not moved.
what's going on?
Doesn't matter. Anyway, I'm really happy about that. Shall we finish this one and get to the next one? Because the next one is going to be another one, actually, to be fair, that is actually also an unknown to me. Should we get this out of the way?
Yeah, because now there's some positivity.
YOLO
This might be a good stream. YOLO!
YOLO Heron Fat. Oh, yeah. There we go.
God damn it, Meg.
That is very versatile. I'm actually really happy. Because that's really
Where's the
nice.
dislike button on this stream?
Yeah, where's the dislike? Make the chat vanish, yeah. No, that's really nice.
Time everyone out.
That's really nice.
No evidence.
Right, so
Accidentally delete the stream on OBS.
there's a tiny drop in there. Dip your finger in and give it a little taste. Go on. I know, but you just have to be able to say it. Right? There you go. Go on. There you go. That's it. A little tiny bit on your finger. That's the standard 12. Don't hit me with a glass, thank you. I don't want to be punched in the face with it, thank you. It's got a really weird tart sharpness to it, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't mind the 12 standard, just to be clear. I will drink it if it's put in front of me. David won't, which is why I thought
that's still not. That's still no.
But I will admit, to me, it's like it feels, and there are a couple whiskies like it. It feels incomplete. This is why I said it on purpose because I think the Hudat was incomplete. The Oban Diageo was incomplete.
Definitely.
That was definitely complete. It goes well as a mixer, but it's not good on its own. It's like, well, why do you make it so strong if we have to dilute it with lemonade or an old-fashioned cocktails of some kind? The same could be applied to Fiddich 12, I think.
Yeah, those sort of releases shouldn't be a mix for cocktails.
Glenfiddich has had to go through a renovation.
She's slowly making her way off the blanket.
Other night, she was on my bed. She was on the end. She rolled off the end of my bed. My dog is on the end of the foot. Take a photo of her there if you want.
Plumpy is currently on the ottoman.
If you're on my Discord server, you're going to see a picture there soon of my dog doing her best right now to do it again.
No, we're good.
Oh, we're right then. Okay, cool. Yes, so the thing, Glenfiddich went through a rebranding. The OG label is quite old-fashioned looking, so they updated the bottle design, and I like the bottle design, don't you? It's like Grant's, triangular, but more curved. The labels are a bit more modern. The font is better. I think it looks nicer, and I think that was key in making it more appealing. However, they've never improved the formula for the 12. Now, some companies have changed the formulas for their standards. The best and most obvious one is Jura 10.
Yes.
Which is basically now, if you want to get the same flavour profile, Jura Bourbon Cask.
Yeah, that's the closest one.
Closest to it.
The 12 was the closest of the new released ages, but yeah, the Bourbon Cask.
But that's the thing, actually, isn't there? Because Glenmorangie's moving their standard 10 to a 12 now, aren't they?
Yes.
So maybe that is what some companies want
Which means if you see a bottle of Glenmorangie 10 and it is on sale, you buy it or we are no longer friends.
Oh, no lie, if I see a 10 on sale, I will be buying a couple and then just putting them to a side. Because it is a case that the 10 is good. I mean, I know some people like to say it's overrated, but I'm just sat here like, nah. Don't talk out of your arse. It is one of those whiskies that just is consistently good. I know people don't like the new labelling, but actually, that's another thing what they had to do. Monkey Shoulder did it as well. Johnny Walker did it. You had to update the labelling and the bottling because it looked too old. I've got an old bottle of Johnny Walker on my shelf above David, in fact, and I've got the newer ones as the more modern version. The modern looks better. Simple as that, really. You have to keep up with the times. And Glenfiddich did that, but Glenfiddich should have changed the formula for the 12 as well.
But then again, I would say as a whole, would prefer the design of the old Penderyn over the more modern one.
Oh, cancelled David, apparently. Thank you, Penguin. We appreciate that. It's coffee.com/WheelerMeg on 9873 for David's birthday. Now, shall we move on to the next entry?
I feel like it is probably about the right time to do so.
Is it this? No, it's that button. This is it. This.
It's not a shortcut cheat sheet.
What?
You've got a cheat sheet.
I do, but it only tells me the letters I'm allowed to use. So I have more whiskies on this than last time because of one other we added. Next to that's the one. Right.
Dave now has some fun because Meg has not put them in order on the floor.
You can change the order if you want.
Which means I'm playing musical whiskies.
Hey, look, you just need to get better. Either that or change the order around. Now, next on the list is this. This is Glenfiddich 14. Now, Glenfiddich 14, there has been an iteration in the past that I have owned. In fact, it is featured on Discord as a photo because David also didn't mind this one. But to be fair, it was when put next to the 12. Now, I bought the original version of Glenfiddich 14 was called Rich Oak. This one, and that one is discontinued, by the way, in the old bottle design. This one is not that. It's called the Bourbon Barrel Reserve, which is a really weird name because alliterations start and then finishes on reserve.
Yeah.
Reserve half the time.
So, like, our Bourbon Barrel Bond or Bourbon Barrel Batch or something would make more sense.
If they went with Bourbon Barrel Bonded, because that would be 50%. Yeah. That would be really interesting. But Reserve is a dodgy one because Reserve, a lot of the times Reserve is very underwhelming.
And this was always my problem with the Founders Reserve Glenlivet.
And Johnny Walker Gold Label Reserve.
You hear Founders Reserve, you hit Reserve. But when it comes to wine, we're going out of Meg's territory.
We have like port reserves.
Yeah, when it comes to things like wine, you have, say, there'll be a standard and then there'll be a reserver, which is like £3 or £4 more expensive, which is...
I'm not fat. I'm big boned.
No, that's not my leg.
That was legit Meg's foot.
That's Meg's leg.
He's on the other side of the bar and he put it up there at the last second, which I'm surprised Dave's phone managed to capture. Thank you, Yempy, though, for selling David he's fat.
Yeah.
Carry
what
on.
was I saying?
I don't know. Something about reserve.
Oh, yes. Wine and reserve. Port and the things. So the older or the more matured or more hand-selected
Yes.
generally get branded as reserver because they come at a higher price because they are a more or higher quality product.
Desirable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether or not that always stacks up is always debatable. But that in alcohol terms, that's what that means. Generally, it's something. It's a level above the standard.
So back to this though. Rich Oak was the original version of the 14. It was also a limited release. My bottle is gone. It was consumed by myself, David, one of my housemates back then, who introduced me to a number of whiskies, including the whiskey shop. In fact, he introduced me to that shop. I think I bought an Arbor 10 from my housemate for Secret Santa from there. And annoyingly, that's the very, very first thing I ever bought from them, and I regret it.
It wasn't for you.
I mean, that's great, but I wish I could have had something to me. And then the guy offered us samples. He had the barrels on the left side originally.
Yeah.
And my housemate was like...
Yeah, because they used to be in the...
Yeah.
When you walked in, it used to be on the left.
Yeah,
corner,
and the housemate was like, yes, I'll try all three. And the guy was like, what about you? And I'm like, am I going to get hammered? So I was like, yeah. The Rich Oak, though, is gone. And recently, last year at some point, I saw the Bourbon Barrel Reserve, which is also on a number of sites now discontinued. Now, I do believe that means it's going to be phased out, which means I really am stupid for getting rid of the tube. But at the same time, I'm glad I've got the bottle at least. But if the bottle sucks, not so much.
I suppose given you're opening it, having the tube, it's the collectible element.
Yeah.
Sort of,
well, it's presentation as well for the collection, isn't it? But anyway, yes, so I have the Bourbon Barrel Reserve, and I thought, since I've not tried this one yet and I have the experience with the Rich Oak, let's see if this is any better. I improved Whizzy Pick. Very well. Good for you, Yemps. David, would you like to open this bottle?
I am just seeing what Yempy's improvement is. She's put an evil thing in it.
Is that a heart?
It is a heart.
That's sacrilege. She's cropped the picture and put a heart there.
X. Where's all the horrible... Where's the middle finger?
There it is.
What else can we... What other evil things can we...
I don't know. Find some squirting orgasm emoji and...
Broken heart. There you go.
Anyway, should we just carry on with the stream, David? Should we carry on with this instead?
Sorry, we should do. Yeah.
Yes. Very well.
Distracted by shiny...
Would you like to open that bottle? It's not been opened before. I'll let you do it this time because I cocked the last one up. See if you have better luck than I did. Mine literally stopped peeling halfway. Okay, David is very good at peeling things.
Dave has defoiled it.
Oh, you have. You took its virginity.
Just to see if we have a moist pop.
Ooh, very well. Ooh.
Ooh,
that's better.
That's more like it.
That's a cork for pop in that.
That one works.
Very nice. Very nice.
Better do this.
Yes, please do your water first, David. I've made that mistake with you. I don't want you to do it to yourself. I know you can be a boomer, but not like that, buddy. Not bad. Looks a bit darker than the last one.
It does, yeah.
That might be the bourbon barrels. I wonder how many fills they are on the bourbon barrel, though, because that's something that does feature. We can reuse them multiple times. But how many times gets all of it out, you know? What is the ABV on this, David? Is it 43 as well, or 40?
This one is back at 70 cl, 700ml, and it is 43 still.
So the Montiado was that as well. That's interesting. Very well. Oi, I'll turn your nose 180 so you can catch rainwater, you sad praying mantis. Yumpy, we don't do hate speech here for misspeciesing others, but I do appreciate your contributions to the discussion. What is your experience with Glenfiddich 14, David?
I believe I've had a sample of one once.
It was the rich
and
oak.
I believe that it was acceptable.
Yeah, it was one of those
younger.
It was one of those evenings where we did we would buy a box of samples, didn't we?
Was it one when we sat in your dining room here and we had a few different? I'm sure it was a couple of nights we did that. We had a curry, sat in the dining room, and we went for a few different random drinks afterwards.
We did it at North.
We did Tennessee
we did
Fire.
We did it in Norwich. In Norwich we did, because I remember the bottle was on the table. It's in the picture with the Dubliner. Yeah. It's in that picture. We had to have touched it. The Fiddich 12 was there as well. Yeah. But the 14 I would have gone. I remember going upstairs and getting it. I was like, more? Very well. Comes back downstairs at 3 a.m. I'm like, right, I'm going to bed now, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
See you later.
Was that the time I broke my leg, or had the peas on my leg?
No, that wasn't then. No, that would have been the evening where we had sandwiches. That evening got heat. That evening got good. The Left 4 Dead games and the drinking and other people joining us. It was like, oh my god, that's the quarter cask evening.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. Should we have a little sniff of this?
Oh my god, we're cool.
Should we have a sniff?
We should indeed.
Do you smell anything?
There's a lot less fruit than the previous one. It smells. It kind of smells like a bourbon, but that's kind of all I can say about it smelling.
Oh, there it is. It took me a second. I'm angling and I'm like, I can't smell anything. I'm like literally nose in my glass. I couldn't smell anything. It's very, very mild. Okay, so
I can't pick up much beyond just it smelling like a bourbon.
There are the tasting notes. This, just to be clear, like the Amontillado, but the Amontillado is American, has no awards to its name. That's important to mention because some of these do have quite a lot, in fact. And I'm sure at some point David will say it does not deserve them. But these do go back over a decade. So, yeah. It says on the nose, a big noseful of oaky vanilla with wafts of candied lemon, orange, apple tart, burnt sugar, and cask char.
It's a lot of nose, apparently.
If it is, it's all very subtle. I'm not getting any of it. I'm getting a lot of a bit of zest, maybe a little bit of oak, but it's not as prominent.
Probably a bit of char if you swirl it around a bit while you're doing it. But yeah, it just kind of smells like the oak, really.
Yeah, it's got a very bourbon quality. Okay, well, I mean, we have nothing to work on really here, do we? Should we just dive in then?
Let's have a go.
Very good. Oh, it's a lot more pronounced on the flavour, though. Sharper on the tongue.
Yeah.
That's almost 12 quality sharp, but not bad as the 12.
It's going to sound contradictory, but it's still quite smooth.
Yeah, it is. It is. There's a weird... The flavours are very impactful, but it goes down very easily.
Yeah.
It doesn't linger and go, oi, slap. Tasting notes read... sweetness.
Yeah.
Oh, did I misread something? No, I didn't. You're trying to troll me. So this, it says at the top here, a fabulous 14-year-old expression, overseen by the distillery's malt master. The whiskey is marured in ex-bourbon casks before being treated to a finishing period in charred new American oak barrels, all the way from the Kelvin Cooperage in Louisville, Kentucky. The result is a fabulously fruity number with a good oaken vanilla Kentucky kick. Now, I should point out, of course it comes from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Anything that isn't from Kentucky cannot be called bourbon. Hence the Bourbon Barrel Reserve.
So, fruitiness, not so much.
No, it's definitely more of there's a bourbon aspect to this. It's more prominent than the fruit.
That's the main thing. It's like the char and the bourbon.
If they told me these came from Jack Daniel's bourbon, I would sour mash even. Yeah. I would have agreed because then it's got that thinner. The fruity aspects aren't as prominent, but something else is.
To be fair,
I don't know anything about Kelvin Cooperage.
If it is matured in obviously the bourbon barrels, and they are specific ones,
Yeah.
and it has imparted it to be like a bourbon, then you'd almost argue that's actually a very successful blend or mix, however you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you. I
Yeah.
agree with you on that.
They've
Yeah.
very successfully made something.
Yeah.
They've made a whiskey be a bourbon.
Yeah.
So if that's what they're aiming for, then
Well, a lot of these qualifiers, not necessarily experimental, but they fall into the area of what could be experimental. But they're not necessarily experimental. They're going with something that others have done. They just put the cute word of reserve on it because that something's been hand chosen, as you went with the wine, the port. It's just a very posh way of saying bourbon finish.
Yeah.
Or charred oak finish, but done in bourbon barrels. The charred oak is what we didn't get the charred much so much, but the oak, yes, it's still quite nice. It says on the finish, warming woody spice, sweet butterscotch, toffee popcorn, and silky sweet malt. There's a lot of toffee there, butterscotch and toffee. You know,
I mean, I guess that's adding to the smoothness of it, and it is still relatively sweet.
It's very sweet. It's not as sweet as the Amontillado, which is really good sweet. This is still sweet. It's just not as, because we've gone with something really, really sweet, diabetic sweet, but nice sweet.
Yeah.
This is not as obviously sweet, but still quite nice. Yeah. Me troll never. Well, of course not, because you'd be penguin. Hipster. David's doing a lip smacking thing. Give him a moment.
I was trying to say, it felt like it was a little bit dry, but it isn't actually sort of cloying or drying the mouth out.
No. I've had a bit of dry mouth before, and I thought maybe that might be influenced by these, but it's not been impacted at all. So it's not as prominent, if that makes sense.
I mean, this is nice. Well,
Yeah.
I say this is nice. This is. I would say that I don't personally think there's that much to it. So it's nice in the sense that there's nothing wrong with it, but it's perhaps not necessarily got too much going for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to quickly
Thank you,
check.
MJ. Thank you for the happy birthday, and thank you for being here. Please do enjoy your nap. Hope you have sweet, sweet dreams of Yempi.
If not, David standing over you with a really horrible smile on his face, not blinking and psychotic. Just imagine a cricket. I'm going to carry on. Should I do the 14 seconds on this?
Could be doable.
Yes.
Could be doable.
Bravo. I'll do that.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
And we are away. So we'll see how this one holds up. To be fair, I had the Amontillado probably for about 14 seconds because I did overrun it slightly because I was enjoying the spice build up, and that was really nice. So it'll be interesting to see how this compares for doing the actual time test of 14.
Spice build-up starts a lot earlier. I think it's quite nice. The fruit's more prominent when you hold it for longer. It's a lot sweeter when you hold it for longer, but the spice build-up does get quite... Ooh, my tongue feels quite hot. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, you should try
looking
it.
a little flushed.
Hmm?
You are looking a little flushed.
It's quite warm. We'll do thunderstorms apparently tomorrow.
Yes. Well, overnight tonight. I think midnight through 5. Or
Good
something
luck.
like that. Yeah.
It's alright, I barely sleep, so I'll be awake as well. No, I'm a bit flushed, it's a bit warm in here. Or it could be the whiskey.
We could open the door, see if the kids have stopped screaming then.
I could do that, but I'm not going to yet. I'll be certain. I'll do it in about an hour's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us an hour and see what happens. Hello,
I
Lulu.
shall,
Hope you're well. David is now going to subject himself to 14 seconds of a Glenfiddich 14-year-old bourbon barrel reserve in his mouth, starting from now, so he can see what he thinks of this. Because I think it's quite good. It's different to the Amontillado. It depends on what flavour you're looking for. The bourbon barrel reserve definitely feels like it's definitely got that bourbon quality. The Amontillado has definitely got that fruity quality.
So, slightly I hit the back of my throat.
You made a mistake, didn't you?
But it was, well, virtually the whole time.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I get more of the fruit. It's like a blackcurrant, blackberry, that kind of thing.
It's forest fruit
Compote
thing.
sort of
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. It's like on top of a cheesecake.
It's better,
you know?
yeah, it's better doing that than I think the sip. I mean, you get more out of it for the flavour.
But that's actually where this, again, is us making a minor error. The Amontillado we now know is versatile. This is based on a bourbon, and we know what bourbons are.
Yeah.
Bourbons aren't meant to be sipped; they're meant to be drunk.
Yeah.
And maybe in the mouth a bit, sure, but bourbons are.
Yeah.
they're drunk pretty straight. But that's not bad. That's again showing a different quality of finish. And so again, it's I think what do you want to get out of your whiskey?
Yeah. Most people, the problem I think you'd have with this one is most people aren't going to sit and do the time in the mouth. If you had people round for an evening and you're trying to explain.
Oh, you don't want to be sitting there going,
No.
and they're trying to talk to you like, what do you think of the football?
Yeah. Imagine
Delicious.
England missing a penalty while you've got midway through a 14-second
Oh,
hold on whiskey.
you're not doing 14 seconds. The moment they miss, you're going, I
Yeah.
didn't do that. Some unlucky guy next to you's just got his eyes cleaned by the whiskey in his face, and you're like, sorry.
Whoops.
It was a bit
Oh, we have an ad.
Yay, ads.
Money. Do we get money?
No,
Yeah.
we don't have enough viewers for that. How many viewers do we have tonight?
We have 8 currently.
So 6.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Lulu has arrived. Evening, Lulu.
Yes, hello, Lulu. This is a summer. I think we're in a bit of a slump at the moment, which is quite all right. We're okay with it, aren't we? We're okay with it, aren't we? Yeah. But it's okay. It's the time of year. You stalking?
There wasn't. I had to be sure who it was. There wasn't a boob in the picture.
Right. Anyway, it's a good bourbon finish thing. I like bourbon, so I do.
I think if you were giving this to people that didn't know too much about whiskey, they'd probably enjoy it.
I think they enjoy it more than the 12.
But I think if you gave this
The
to
standard
people
12
that
days.
know whiskey, they probably wouldn't. I'm not finding, unless you do the time in the mouth, I'm not finding too much to the palate.
Yeah, to be fair, this reminds me of the Buffalo Trace thing, where it's won a lot of awards, and you realise actually it has to be drunk a very particular way for you to really get the most out of
Yeah.
it. A lot of the bourbons actually were like that. Woodford's is incredibly highly regarded.
Yeah.
If you shoot it,
Yeah.
you just straight up
Yeah,
drink.
we were
mass-
struggling until we shot
It's not
it.
even
and
a
it's like,
It's not a
hello.
Dave sip. This is a Dave double glug. You know,
Yeah.
like you have to properly neck a bit of your drink
Yeah.
to get something out of it.
But then again,
This,
that's
though-
sort of how they drink it, isn't it?
This, though, because it's a whiskey, it's a weird one because it's taken the aspect of having to find the flavours, but applied it to a time thing instead.
Yeah.
And I think it's interesting because then that tells you it's more of a whiskey than a bourbon.
Yeah. It comes
I like
across
it as
as
well
more of a
because-
bourbon than a whiskey, but
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
you to get the best out of it, you have to drink it like it's a whiskey.
It's hot. People be outside. I've noticed lots of children summer holidays in gardens, in pools. I wish they'd shut up, but at this time of the day anyway.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. As long as everyone's safe, that's all that matters. But no, this is all right. I like this.
And also getting heat stroke.
I don't care if they get heat stroke. Then nothing to do with me. They're not sat around TV all day doing sod all. So I guess they're doing something at least. I'm going to send this because I think we should move on to the next one. It's nearly an hour in.
Yeah. We've only got another 4 to go.
YOLO swag drink. Sorry, YOLO swag heroin.
Yellow drink fan.
I had a Dave sip left. Bit sharper on the back end, but it goes down well as a shot. Not as good as the Amontillado on the shot, but I think that's because I think that one was thin enough on that sort of subtle. The flavours were more not necessarily pronounced. It didn't have the bourbon part as much.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Bourbon is definitely a shooter, but this one is not.
No, I would say that's for me more one I would drink than shoot.
Yeah, it's one you drink with people who know what they're doing though. So it's a very boutiquey, almost a very niche beverage.
Not
this
quite
one.
a mass market sort of one.
Yeah, this is definitely a niche sort of drink, and that's not a bad thing. The bourbon barrel reserve is very. So I think on my tasting list is Glenfiddich 14 bourbon.
Yeah.
Just to be clear here, this is a single malt Scotch whiskey. It is a limited release and is
Very limited nowadays.
Well, it's becoming that because Master and Malt don't have it. It's discontinued on their website. I don't know where I got it from, though. I don't think I got it from them, though. I can't remember. Going to let I have a cool shower. Do enjoy your shower, Lulu, and I hope it cools you off nicely. Can I have my agua? Right next to it. Metal tin. There you go.
I keep thinking that's the 12 because it's in the black tin.
I get you. Well, 12 is usually in a green tin.
My
I would
one's in the black tin, so.
Yeah, I would like the I would love to get the green tin for a 12, but then I'm like I have to have a 12 though because I've got the Amontillado. I don't really think Amontillado should go in a standard green tin. You know, the Amontillado looks good in the red. I think. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
Shows
let's
it's
get
something
this-
a little bit different, doesn't it?
Sorry.
Shows it's something a little bit different.
Yeah. Okay, that's gone. Right. Anyway, so next on the agenda is this Glenfiddich 15-year-old. Now, this is the second bottle I've ever owned of it. I don't mind it. I think the one thing that makes it unique is that it's Solera, which Glenfiddich, I believe, have monopoly on.
Yeah, there are a few out there that have
but
used it, but I think they do it under license.
I think they have to get it under license. But there's no way they get the Solera casks. I think. Yeah, I've already opened it.
It's been opened.
Yeah, well, I like it. No, it's one of those weird ones where it's. I've had a single. You can tell it's only been touched once. It's got a base at the bottom. That's why. Otherwise, it won't stay in place, will it?
No. Oh, that has come with the base.
Well, it's very tight. Yeah. So it's giggity. It's one of those things where they've got a monopoly, and it's a lot harder for other. It's like Glenmorangie do many different sherry cask finishes, right? But they don't have a Solera one.
No.
Because they would have to get the rights from that of Glenfiddich or William Grant's and Sons, I believe, who have the Solera casks.
Who else we saw? I put one somewhere.
Solera is one of the more popular ones, like Oloroso. It's
Yeah.
actually really common. You see it in you see it in pubs all the time. Solera sherry.
I thought I put one in the chat.
You did.
today.
I saw you mention something with Solera a few weeks back as well, and I was sat there like, how is that there? Because it makes no sense. Hello, Hyper Bumfuzzle. Just came from another live chat. There were multiple people mentioning it in there, suggesting to watch. Oh, really? I'm going to admit, Bumfuzzle, I love your name. I'm slightly irked by people in my comments, and of course, at the same time, I'm all in favour of being irked by it, by those who try to justify what we discussed. I stand by medical transitioning that should not be available to children. Simple as that. I firmly believe it should be an adult, and it should be under incredible amounts of scrutiny. And investigation from doctors. In the UK, we have rules on this stuff now. And annoyingly, I can't get into it on this stream because I went on a TED Talk on Twitch earlier, and I think I did with Dave earlier as well, because I'm genuinely annoyed. But at the same time, happy, because I like people disagreeing with me, because then it gives me a chance to think about what I say, so I can be certain that what I believe is right. Based on what's happening in the United Kingdom, I believe I'm right. With Tavistock and Supreme Court rulings. Anyway. Next on the list, David. Have you ever had Glenfiddich 15?
So,
I'm going to tell you now.
I think I have.
I can help you. Yes, you have.
Yeah.
Because we had a 3 sample set. We had a 3 sample set, and we sat on Discord with it, talking to people, and you had a little gift set, and you didn't mind it. You thought the 18 was pointless because it wasn't as good as your Live at 18.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I've got to compare it to this and this and this. And I was like, but you can't. But okay. You didn't mind this, but you weren't whelmed by it.
Yeah. And whelm is always a problem, isn't it? We have to.
We do like a good whelming.
Yes.
And of course, we will make it abundantly
Solera
clear here.
15.
Yes, Solera 15. That is the cask.
15 years in bourbon, new oak, and sherry cask before harmonising in our Solera vat.
Yes. Now, I should state that they do also limited vat casks as well, series 1 to 4. You ever heard of that? Glenfiddich do a series of 4 vat cask finishes, and they're very unique to them. And they're very hard, they're very expensive. I'm not punting on those. They're like 90 to 100, and I'm just sat there like, how about I punt 90 on something I know I like?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather not, because I can't get a sample of it, so I'm not willing to try.
That's a bit of a risk, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I'll take a risk on something once a year for January, and so far I'm the luckiest January treat guy on the planet.
Yes.
And we are going to do next year, we're going to do the ultimate January treat stream of all our best hitters that are opened. I can't include your Kalila.
Will not be featured.
I mean, you still need to bring it down just so my dad has a glass. Every time he comes down, just have a little glass, and then when the bottle's empty, you can be like, your friends still make bottle lights? Yeah. You got glasses out of it, so it's not a horrendous gift.
No.
Anyway, Glenfiddich 15. David and I have had it. I every so often get given samples of the 12, 15, 18. I don't mind, I was tempted to buy one of those sets just so I didn't have to bother with the bottles, just so I had the 12 available. Then we got lucky and I could open it anyway. David's sighs are hilarious. Just thinking about Glenn makes him so. Well, the funny thing now is, I now know if I said to him I'm getting him a glass of Glenfiddich, there is one that will get him nursing a cricket a stiffy, a semi lob on, or one that he will actually be like, oh, Whelm. There you are.
Yes, I have
Come
found
here.
you, my friend.
Allow me to consume you.
Yes.
What's that, a heron? Very well. I shall send that. Yes.
You know, if you said to heron, I'll just pour the full glass.
I didn't see a heron, it's fine.
False
No.
heron call, you have to do it.
Yeah, very true. So, you'll notice in the picture a metal tin. That metal tin you can only get on Amazon at first. Thank you. I wanted the 12 as well in that, but again, I'd have to
Headphone
own
boy.
it. Yes, please. You do it right by the mic as well. I watched that spike in the red. Go back like this. Don't do it again though.
Yeah, but if it triggers the owner,
you
it's
can
fine.
get. She's not here at the moment.
Oh.
You can get the 12 in this metal tin as well, but annoyingly to have it means I have to have a bottle of the 12 again.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, but it would just be an affectation decoration piece. I'd rather have the tins that I have for the red label Johnny Walker, the black
Yeah,
label.
that's pretty cool.
I have a gold label reserve one,
You do.
but it doesn't fit my bottle in it. It's 75cl. I don't have a 75cl bottle. And I'm like, but why do you exist then? Why do I have it? I'm confused. So I use it to stand fugglers on it.
Yeah. A noble cause.
Of course, ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah.
For a whiskey that's lacking in whelm. Anyway, shall we have a little nose?
Lacking in many things.
Yes, well, we don't talk about that.
Gold part being one. The 18 years being another.
Well, it can't be helped. There is a mildness to this, right, on the nose. That it's very smooth.
Sure? I've just got quite a hit of like a sort of nutty spiciness.
My nose is malfunctioning. I'm getting...
It's like mild. Ooh, hello.
I'm going to go and check and blow my nose. Talk to the chat.
Yeah, so I think I did sniff it slightly longer than Meg, but there was very little to start with. But I suddenly then got hit with like this, I'm going to say like nutty spice, or something, probably like a nutmeg or something. But it just suddenly hit me, and as he was saying, it was like very smooth, very mellow. I was like, "Are you sure?" Because it literally was spiking up my nose.
I'm wondering if I'm having a Dalmore Portwood moment.
Good going, but I was quite a long sniff, so it suddenly hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing like the initial...
Yeah, I agree with you. For
okay,
the first second or two,
so-
there's yeah.
My ear almost popped. I blew so hard. I was like, there must be something in my nose. There has to
Giggly.
be. Wrong kind of hole. Now, okay, no back pocket. That's handy. No,
Yeah, it's like
so
5 seconds in the sniff, you suddenly get this.
oh, there it is. My ears popped. Right. So, I thought my nose was blocked. It's not. So what I can tell here is there is a lot going on, but it took a lot for me to get it, because that's another thing Glenfiddich do. Except for the 12, it's quite smooth on the nose. Now that's why you have to get your nose in there. These glasses also not ideal.
Yeah.
We're using the official string glasses given to us by the delightful Whelm of Whelms Ragamuffin.
Yeah.
As part of a set, which we will always use for Not Worth a Cork. Of course, yes, it probably should be you. We probably should use nosing glasses for these kind of streams,
Yes.
or computer glasses, but we
Well,
don't
there
have
are some computer glasses on our wish list. If anyone is kind enough to please
True.
do consider.
There are two on
chipping
there,
in
just so
and,
David gets one as well, just to be clear. Send one, then we can fight over it. It'll be a thumb war. Okay, so, yes, shall
No,
we...
there won't be a thumb war. There'll be you with a glass and me with a broken thumb.
You got longer thumbs, it's awkward.
True. I suppose to be fair, I can do the dislocate thing and like pop it backwards.
See, it depends which hand I use, because this one's punted. I can pull this one back a bit, like, I can sort of...
Yeah, so I can just do that. You can't get to me.
You sure? What? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell everyone what I'm doing right now?
Yeah, he's crushing my thumb.
Yeah.
Only once I put it back in the right place, though. When I popped it backwards, he
The
couldn't reach
moment
it.
you put it in place, like, I've got you. You're just not quick. I'm not letting go
Is
either.
that with your nieces to annoy them?
You
Like
just try and move your thumb out of the way then.
that?
You try and pull it back.
Not quickly enough.
No, but you try to pull it back though.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I do it with your nieces. We'll
I'm
do a
stronger.
couple of thumb wars or that, like them win. And I just pop my thumb and they're like, "Oh, we can't get you now." I was like, "Ha ha."
Right, so this
Ooh,
is a winner
that's some awards.
of 9 Spirit Awards. Its most recent being in 2017, a gold at the Scotch Single Malt International Wine and Spirit Competition. It's been a while, but to be fair, a lot of whiskies that bring up versions, I don't expect them to win many after a few. Like, if they win 1 or 2, they're not going to win more,
No.
because that whiskey's then become settled in. Yeah.
Yeah, you should expect it to win in its first couple of years,
Yeah.
and then beyond that, it's probably
I wouldn't be surprised if the Standard 12 has won awards. We're not going to bother looking, though. But this has won 9 Spirit Awards, a double gold. It's won actually a
few
master.
golds on there,
Actually, is yes. All 5 of those are golds, except for one that's a master award. And that's great, of course. Let's find out if it's any good. Shall we have a taste? Actually, no, the nose. Sherry citrus, orange in particular, dry wood, slight suggestion of smoke.
It's very slight. It is there. Orange.
See, it's made me think of something I've got. I'm going to have a little smell, because I reckon it might be my thing.
Megan's diving into the cupboard again, but good news, we are not going for the 12. Something from the top shelf is coming out. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Ooh, that was just do that again nearer the mic. I think the chat.
For those who don't understand, this has got a metal top on it. This isn't heavy, by the way.
For the 5 of you that have deigned it worthy of your time to be here, please enjoy the following.
It sounds so depressing. 5. At the same time, thank you so much for being here. Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, that's not. It's the sweet smoke.
Yeah.
And it's a bit more smoky than I thought.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I thought it was a bit
smells
mild.
like barbecue.
I remember buying this a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
We
because
haven't had much
you got
either.
that, and I got the Anok.
And on 12.
Anok,
Was it for your dad?
No, I bought that as a collection one because it was one of the limiteds.
Oh yeah.
The series ones.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We'll have a taste of this. Okay. Sorry, I had it in my head. That
So Bumfuzzle, as the last comment, is quite a handy name because we've been a bit bumfuzzled by the nose. We're not quite sure it lives up to the notes we have.
Well, it's like the bourbon one. It's one of those things where you've got to really look into it. It's not quite done like the Amontillado. And the Amontillado seems to have set a ridiculous standard. I'm really hoping when we get to the 21, it doesn't disappoint because that was a whack.
Yes.
Shall we have a taste?
Yes, let's do so.
Oh, that's very sweet. My tongue instantly went sugar. That's like the amount of sugar I put on my Weetabix. Yeah.
Yeah.
I quite like
Then you
that.
get a hit of like heat at the end.
Yeah, a little bit of spice, but like fruit spice. It says here medium palate, sherry, raisins, fruitcake, spices, sweetness. Basically, sugar.
Yes.
Bry, the stream helps me get through my workday. Well, I'm glad it does. And Bumfuzzle, y'all first people to use my name correctly, let alone know its meaning.
Well, we're British, of course we know Bumfuzzle.
Yes, we are of the English variety, British, if you want to appear less racist. Make England great again. I coined that. I'm not even lying. I said that in 2016. Earlier this year, I heard Tommy Robinson use it, and I was like, you cunt. I could put that on shirts years ago.
You should have.
I should have. I'd have made some money. And when he used it, when he used it, I could have sued him for copyright infringement, and he would have gotten arrested again.
And we can get all the money, buy all the whiskey.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm gonna posit the idea to the English whiskey company of the spiffing shop and be like, fam, you can market this. I'll give you this. I'll let you have the rights to this. But I want that 17-year-old founder's private cellar badge.
Have some accreditation on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Created by created by Not Worth a Cork Inc.
Yeah. Not worth a cork. Copyright. and then you want to pay us annually 1 bottle each of your founder's private cellar batch, and David will accept the wine cask or the port cask, and I'll accept the wine cask, port cask, and Madeira cask.
Yeah, anything you'll give us, basically.
Basically, yes. But if you turn up and just give me a standard bottle, I'm gonna clutch you with it. 20 cl.
Oh dear.
I could be like, I still got my chapter 6.
Yeah. That'd be really funny. We could rock up there and be like, yeah, this smells like a chapter 11.
I've still got my ticket.
And they're going to be like, what now?
Yeah, but I've still got the ticket, haven't I?
Yeah, we were here back in the days of the chapters.
If I can get the ticket off the box, I could probably take it with me. Like, yo,
can you sign this?
yeah, I'm loyal, bro.
Yeah.
I spent like £300 on you guys. Anyway, the finish. Candied fruits, raisins, spices, Christmas pudding, oak. So when you hear sherry cask, Christmas pudding is often where I go.
Yeah.
This is not as prominently Christmassy as something like the Dalmore 12, which to me was instantly like, oh my god, that's a
Cool
Christmas.
John.
I haven't tried that though. Have we?
What you had?
The 2022?
I didn't try John. What was it?
Mine's the Christmas one, but we didn't try it last year because we were drinking mead and snowballs and.
It was Dalmore 12. There was something else we tried that was very Christmassy. It wasn't the Dalmore.
It wasn't Dalmore. We had nog, we had chocolate orange.
Yeah.
We didn't get to the Paul
We
John
can do
because
proper. If
we had mead that was
if
Christmas.
it works out how I think it'll work out this year, we can do proper drinking. Because I should be here for 4 days.
Yeah, we can. Get the Paul Johns, boys. Get your tawny one, your tawny port castle, and get mine with the brandy cask. Like, what are you drinking?
Yes.
Well, apparently we're having curry, and we're
An
complimenting our
Indian
curry.
Christmas. Yeah.
Yes, we're not going with paneer or butter chicken. Don't try me with this.
We're having an Indian Christmas, but with cow.
What's that, Rogan? What? Yeah,
Beef Rogan Josh.
all the beef, onion bhaji's.
Beef Rogan Turkey Gammon.
We're just gonna buy some poppadoms. Make sure we get the naan bread in though, and make
To
sure
be
it's
fair, we could buy those Sensations Poppadom crisps.
make sure it's delivered on time this time. Anyway, carry on with this.
Yeah, I don't think Rishi will
You
make
had
it here in
notes.
40 minutes.
I see Bumfuzzle. Someone has some quintessential sarcasm. I appreciate that. You hadn't noticed.
One assumes Bumfuzzle may in fact be British.
Possible. It's possible.
It is possible. After all, nothing and everything is possible.
Okay, so what do you think of this? Because you haven't recoiled.
No.
It is, to be fair, it's another one of these whiskies where you can't compare it to the other two because the other two are not standard. This is a standard Fiddich.
I mean, the problem I have with this is that Solera is so unique that we have literally no idea what it's actually meant to do or be like.
What we
So
do
we
know,
have no idea if it's good or bad
But-
as a Solera finish because
we-
we don't know what it is.
True. So we know for a fact typical trilogy whiskies are 12, 15, 18.
15 is normally the swerve.
Exactly where I was going with this. So we cannot now dip our finger into the remnants of the glass that will be burned after the stream, smelted down into a spike and put through the heart of William Grant and Son, metaphorically, figuratively, not literally. No, we can't compare it because the 15 is the swerve, and it says so on there when it mentions Solera Vat. What's up?
See, then this is the same because this is the.
Well, it's the same because the 10.
12 is a swerve in the Morangi, which is the Santa
Well,
finish.
so is the Quinta Ruben because
Yes.
the 10 and the 18 are the bourbon casks.
And also the Cabol is a 15, but it's just completely out there.
The Nectar is also
Yes.
a multi wine finish, so all theirs are swerves in the middle.
Yes,
but the
same
two
cast.
standards are typically the beginning age point and the typical ending age point. Let's not talk about the
Regular
Morangi too much.
consumer ending age point, yes.
Let's not obviously go too much into the Morangi since my recent ridiculous prize was just the most unbelievable.
Yes.
I cannot believe that arrived in the post. I literally told my sister, I was almost crying. I was like, I swear I didn't buy this. I swear.
It was so intense, the tension in the house, that I got a phone call
Yeah.
asking if I'd ordered anything in his
Yeah.
name. I was on a paddleboard at the time. I was trying to video call with shit signal on a river
Yeah.
and being asked, have you ordered something for Meg? No. Have you bought anything and had it delivered here? No.
Yeah.
There's a really
Genuinely.
big box. I was like, what?
Yeah, I literally a DHL box had arrived, and inside was a very nice little tube with a wooden box frame and a 5cl sample of a whiskey that is £75 if you bought it as a shot.
It's a standard sample,
Yeah, 5cl, £75 because the bottle is nearly £1,100 of 23-year-old Glenmorangie, and I'm sat here like, but why? And I didn't bother to look at the card it came with, where it said randomly 1 out of 10 people got chosen.
Yeah.
You're tired.
No, I just yawned.
Oh, fair enough. Your eyes a bit glassy.
Yeah.
But yeah, 1 out of
Yeah,
10,
a little
one,
watery.
1 in 10 people got chosen, and I was like,
Seriously.
but why me? And then I realised because I bought all of those
Yes.
off their all those samples
Yeah,
of
you've
Glenmorangie.
done quite a few from their website
Yeah,
directly. haven't
I
you?
bought most of them from there.
What's that, one,
not this,
two,
not this.
3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
five,
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
No, not the nectar. The other. So 7,
1, 2, 3, 4,
8.
5.
Tail of the forest.
Yeah.
So these 5 here,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
8. I bought 8 bottles from there, and for that I got given a 5cl dram of a very rare whiskey, and I'm just sat here like I genuinely was taken aback. It's like a prize because last year I won 2 bottles of whiskey
Yeah.
or 3, 4.
Yeah, but you at least entered that competition.
I did. This time it was just like given. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna say no. And my dad,
Famous, clearly. We have become famous. People are giving. Does this make us influencers if people are just giving us things?
Let's see if I can pull up the audio on my dad. I want to find out if he actually starts by saying it.
Coming out over there. Yeah, it's coming out of your speaker over there. I don't know how well I'll pick up.
Brucey bonus turning up, wasn't it?
Oh, it's mad.
Now the thing is now, do you drink it or do you keep it?
See, that's the crap I have to deal with.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. That was my dad and his response to it. Because he's right. I wouldn't open it, so I'm not going to either. It's very collectible, and I'm going to keep it. It might be a day one day I open it, and you never know. But right now, my view is 10, 15 years from now, that thing's going to go up in value.
Yes.
Even just the sample alone.
Well, if it's 75 quid already for the sample.
Well, I based it on the fact that you get 14 5CLs out of a 70cl bottle. The bottle is $10.49.99. Divide that by 14, it's $74.99. That's not including the box it came in.
No.
So I think it will go up. Can you imagine, though,
That's
that
a fancy little box as well.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's the same type of box the standard comes in.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we continue this? I want to do 15 seconds, if that's okay with you. How many people here?
We currently have...
8.
It was 8 and now it's 6, but...
I thought it was 10 a second ago.
Yeah, well, I was saying 8 for the fact that there's 2 of us. But, yeah.
Well, I'm very grateful you're all here.
Add 1 second to the
Yes.
timer,
Go
and
on.
away we go. So this will be an interesting one, because both the previous ones have really built over time. They've needed the time to really develop. Oh, so we're already quite... Well, there's still 6 seconds on the clock, so it's still a reasonable bit of timing to go. There we go.
It doesn't build as much as the bourbon, but it starts earlier.
Okay.
It starts around about 6 seconds. The sweetness... Oh, actually, saying that...
Oh, hello.
Okay.
He's got some
Yeah.
follow-up.
The build continues about good 10, 15 seconds after, actually. The sweetness is more pronounced at the start, where it feels colder. And then it just seems to kick in after. So you should definitely try it.
I'm up for that. To be fair, actually, we're doing all right with these so far in terms of...
Yeah,
things I
yeah,
can
they're
drink,
not
so-
they're not lacking, and they're all very different. And the point to be made is the 12-month the Amontillado finish is not standard. The Bourbon Barrel Reserve is not standard. This is the standard. This is the standard 15 Glenfiddich, and that's important because next is also a standard, and then we have a swerve, and then we have what is also a standard, but also not a standard at the same time. It builds.
Yeah, it sort of trickled its way up on it.
Yeah.
But it's actually very pleasant. There's a
When it
nice level of
drops,
spice, but
yeah.
also...
When it drops, it will just stop all of a sudden. Because
Yeah.
it just, in my mouth, it built, and then all of a sudden just went, bye.
But I see what you mean about being very cold to start with. It is very chilled to start with, isn't it?
And we're not, it's quite warm in here.
We haven't even got we didn't even go and get the bullets or anything. We haven't even
No,
got the,
I was worried, I was going to ask about that because, yeah, they're not here.
No.
But, yeah, no, we didn't need them, and that's great. This is fantastic. I'm quite happy with this. And I'm glad that means that, technically, you liked so far 3 Glenfiddiches.
Yes.
I know.
In different guises. I wouldn't say...
Well, it's
I'd
not
say
like...
I've liked, at the minute, the Amontillado I can drink in all modes.
Yeah, the bourbon is more of a you want to sit with people who understand, who want to sit there and have that kind of drink.
Yeah.
I think my dad might like it, but I don't think he would at the same time. Because if you're gonna have a bourbon.
Yeah.
You know, I know a lot of the standard whiskies are done in bourbon finishes, bourbon barrels, but that's only because it's readily
It's the
available.
most common, isn't it?
And also we get all the good stuff out of it because
Yeah.
bourbon exists.
Because they can only use them once, can't they?
Yes, that's the rules. Hello, Scotty McDuda. Long Island, New York, stuck with a 12-year standard. Thanks for the company. I'm very sorry you're stuck with the 12-year standard, although to be fair, it's not horrendous. David disagreed with me here.
Yes, it is.
There you go.
horrendous.
It's not an ideal whiskey, I will admit. I was given a 12-year-old standard 35CL recently. I gave it to my dad, I think, didn't I? Yeah, I did. I gave it to him. I was like, well, it got given to me as a gift. Screw it, give it away. You know, because I don't need it. I've got a full bottle.
But we have an American drinking a Scotch whiskey, so you are definitely welcome here.
Yes, of course. Well, everyone's welcome here, regardless of if you like it or not. We want you to be welcome. I know that this is not the standard content I would ordinarily do, but we do enjoy doing this as a bit of a hobby. Whenever David and I get a chance to hang out, we are literally stood at a bar in my cabin that has been built for this. Although, to be fair, I have used it just so I can hang out with my dad.
Yeah.
Friend of the family's come over. He and I have had a few drinks, and I poured a few vodkas for them because they like vodka.
I mean, there was, I suppose, sort of the inspiration from brother-in-law's bar, because their cabin had a bar.
I will admit, so my youngest sister has a house with a really big cabin, which had a snooker table in, which was awesome.
We enjoyed that.
Yes, we did, but had a bar as well, and that bar is better than mine. It is better because it's bigger. It's got more going on.
Their bar is probably the length of yours plus the return, but all in one line, isn't it?
It's theirs is just a bigger bar, bigger, thicker, deeper, thicker, deeper. I didn't say thicker; it just came out wrong. My tongue failed. But no, and I like their bar. It's a really nice bar. But I went with this, and the difference is mine is custom built. I did all the work on it when it was arrived. It took me 2 weeks to do this work, and I'm very proud of how it's turned out. A few things have been added. You know, a few little affectations on the back. What?
The wax, for example.
I mean, I was going to refer to I was referring to the bath mat behind this. You have something for your feet.
Yeah. Well, I gave it a nice waxy protective coating.
There are worse things. Very true. There are worse things. A couple of the tealings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was Old Pulteney Hudart, if you want to be that person. It's not horrendous, but it's just not complete. There are some horrific whiskies out there. Of course there are. None of which are just looking in my collection. Although David might disagree because of Glenfiddich 12. But it is out of sight, out of mind.
I think Plumpy made some fuss. She's opened her eyes.
I'll go give dog fussing. We'll talk to chat for a minute.
Plumpy has made her way around the footstool, for those of you in the Discord that have seen the picture. She's now mostly back on the blanket, but she has opened her eyes, which means she's awake, so therefore fussing is required. But she's being a very well-behaved doggo. Oh, Treatos. Must be Treatos time. Don't worry, they will not be dipped in the whiskey. We shall not be defiling it. You're right. Stay there, Plumpy. You're fine. Oh, she's coming your way, Meg. Can she jump? No, she's looking... The treat has gone on the ottoman, and she's looking under the ottoman.
Right, she's got a smacko. I gave her a smacko, for those who are curious, which is a pedigree chum dog strip, meat strip thing. Anyway, so while there are worse things, I agree. We are eternally grateful for those who join us. What do you think of this, though, when you do compare to the 14 and the Amontillado Cask 12? Because I think you can't compare them, because again, the other two are limited and this one is standard.
Again, the other two are things that are more familiar to us. We know bourbon cask whiskies. We know
a lot about bourbon. We did bourbon recently as a stream as well, not so long ago.
But I think I come back to what I said before, that we don't know what a Solera finish is supposed to be like. So we don't know if this is good or bad.
But we know it's a swerve from the standard 12, because it's nothing like 12, because you've not minded this.
Yeah. But it is drinkable. It is pleasant. There is some flavour to it. There is a bit of spice, a bit of depth.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much, Brian. Very much appreciated. I turn extra old in 2 days.
Yeah, you do. Congratulations. One of us. Although you won't be this year buying yourself a 36-year-old bottle of whiskey.
I just realised I
only have enough left for one sip.
Need to, save that for heron.
Heron. Very cold and smooth.
That is very cold. Yeah.
Is that really? It's really weird. Just to be clear here, for that to make sense, this room is not cold at the moment. I'll give you the internal temperature of the cabin. 26.2.
So it's 26.2. It's been in the sun all day. There's a laptop running. There's two of us in here. There's a dog who's already demolished the treat and now looking
She's hungry.
She's looking very sad for herself, as if that wasn't enough. We aren't exactly in a cool environment, shall we say. We have a little USB fan running to try and help. But, we are not in the cool. It's warm. And that whiskey, somehow, when it's in the mouth, it makes it...
It felt like
the
15.
mouth feels cold.
It felt like a 15-degree drink. 15 degrees Celsius. When the room here is 26.2 degrees Celsius. Which is ideal for David, to be honest.
Yes.
I'm not bothered by the heat, per se.
Although Meg has taken off his hoodie.
I took it off. It's on the back of the door. I take it off because of the office with the chair.
Yeah.
Extra old, yes. But yes, it felt very cool to finish. We need water. We are going to be moving on from this. Do you think it's worthy of awards? Awards. Because I think it kind of is.
Yeah.
For the times that it got the awards, it makes sense as well. Because it wasn't... I don't know if the standard 15 back then was a Solera as well. Because I don't remember ever seeing a 15 back then.
I don't know.
Because I think these awards I think they only got these awards when they released it. So it must have been always this
Well, the sample pack's green, red, blue, isn't it?
purple. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's in that ballpark. Yeah.
But no, I don't know if. Yeah, I think it probably does deserve something.
Yeah.
It is very nice, but I'm
Went
not
through.
sure it's.
Right, so Scotty McDuda went through 3 bottles of the 14-year-old bourbon barrel over the winter, no longer available. So that's something I noticed here. It is no longer available on some of the websites I am more well known for using. Master of Malt is the obvious; it's discontinued, and I kind of get that because if you are someone that drinks like a bourbon, especially, that would make sense. I'm glad you found one you really like, though, and to be fair, David didn't hate it. That's another point of the stream. I wanted to prove a point with these whiskies, and I'll go back to the bar so you can see it. David hates it. Very important terminology there, because David is not the biggest fan of Glenfiddich. You're back, sorry, I was MIA. You owe no apology for that. But David's not the biggest fan of Glenfiddich, and I've managed to, within 30 minutes, get him to say, I like Glenfiddich.
Yeah. I had to go and scream outside.
To be
avoid
fair,
first.
he hasn't said it to any of the ones he's had so far.
No, the Amontillado is my favourite of the ones we've had.
Yeah, you've developed a bit of a weird thing for the very sweet whiskies of late.
The 15 was nice, but
Can't compare them,
no,
though, can you?
You can't compare it to anything to know if it's actually what it's
That's
supposed
the problem.
to be like.
But it's still good, but it's just...
So we've had other Amontillados.
Probably the thing you have to do there is you have to compare it to other 15s. Like, I know for a fact, I remember you trying the 15 Singleton, and you said it was dry. So then, what did you...
That one wasn't dry. That one wasn't dry.
No, it wasn't, but you didn't like the cloy dryness of the
Yeah.
15 Singleton. So then you'd have to... One day we have to do a 15-year-old stream and put
Down
that in there.
15 maybe.
Mine's not open, so I would no idea.
Anyway, I've
I've
got
got a
14,
Glenfarclas Class 15 that's not open as
Yeah.
well. I've got loads of 15s. We both do, in fact.
Oh, Plumpy.
Compare the Livet 15 to that. French
Highland
oak
Park
finish.
Fire.
Oh, that's not even a contest.
No.
Sorry, but none of them stack up.
No.
No contest. You can't compare it to my English 15 either, because that's like,
No.
do you really want this fight? Are you sure you want to put Glenfiddich 15? For this to make sense, Wizzy was having a jolly good scratching.
Yeah.
I'll give her futtings. Do you really want to compare 2 of the best whiskies in my collection against a standard 15? My 2 best against a standard. Hello, Plumps.
Yeah, that's has to be a hell of a 15-year-old standard to compare up to a Fire and the English podcast.
You okay?
She's like, I am now. I'm in baby.
She is warm.
Yeah. Mega is currently holding Plumpy like a baby.
I always do. She's my princess.
He is supporting the head and the butt.
There you go. That better?
Princess Plumpy.
There you go. Give me kisses. Good girl. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Good girl. There you go. You're all right. You're okay.
ASMR of dog fussing.
Well, she's up. She's stressed and scratches, eh? Better. Okay. Time to
So
get down.
it'd be better if I had another Trito.
True. But if she has any more, she'll probably poop herself during the night. I can't risk getting told off by my sister for that. She's easy to irritate anyway.
It's very true.
So,
yes.
next on the agenda is the Glenfiddich 18. Now, this is the main staple point of their standard line. There are other lines, and we're going to go through those soon. But this is the end of the line for the standard 12, 15, 18. Of course, we didn't have the standard 12. We have it. We didn't use it. We had a bit, but we didn't know. This is 6 years more refined. That was not a Freudian slip. Of the 12, basically. What does the tube say, David?
So, after 18 years in Oloroso sherry and bourbon casks, we don't know how long in each, our aged malts are married in small batches for a rich and elegant complexity. And it says here that...
So it is a blended malt then?
Yeah, a small batch of up to 150 casks.
Yeah, so we don't know what kind of casks they are, but there is a very small batch. It says on there small batch finish, doesn't it?
Our small batch 18.
Yeah, it is a small batch. But then, to be honest...
This is a 40.
It's not really...
This is not a 43.
What was the 15? Just a thing of point, right, of interest.
That's a 40 as well.
I wonder if my standard 12... I wonder if the current version of the 12 is a 40 as well, then.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, because what I mean is the others aren't. I wonder if that 3% helps. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The point I want to make is that the 18, a lot of companies do small batch on their 18s anyway, so it's more, they put it as an affectation, drive home a point of how much, time's gone into it. Don't forget here, for every year, their 50-year-old, they make 500 bottles a year of the 50-year-old.
Yeah.
So that's small batch. That's one very large barrel or two very small medium barrels at hogshead.
Two hogsheads, yeah.
Quarter casks?
Quarter cask will be probably 3 or 4 barrels. And then you get about 100 barrels out of quarter cask. 100 bottles. So.
Yeah. Anyway, yes, you're right. It would be a very small barrel finish, but obviously over the years it's changed barrels many times anyway.
Yeah.
But as you get older, the barrels get more limited. And the 18 is a standard whiskey for many companies, and the 18 is usually the best version of their standard. We have 2 more whiskies after this, and they are neither... Well, one is standard-ish, and the other is also standard-ish. We'll get to that soon.
Yes.
Would David like to open this, as it's not been opened yet?
Could give it a go.
See if David can go 2 for 2 on the foils. This one's a very honeyed-looking colour instead.
Yeah, it's more of a nectar, isn't it?
Yeah, I do like the look of the foil on this one, because this has a nice, like, Macallan-looking sort of foil. You know what I mean? Like, I've got my Macallans in there. It's got that sort of ridge. Yeah, there you go. You did it as well.
Let's had a moment.
Yeah. David also has failed in foil.
I've been foiled.
You've been foiled. Congratulations. He had an issue as well, but he has longer fingernails than I do because he's a girl. Even though I paint my fingernails.
See, I've never had a proclivity to bite my nails.
See, I've always been that way. It's an anxiety thing for me. That's what it is. It's not because I want to. It's because the mind just does it. You know. For those who don't know, I last year, at the end of last year, started painting my nails. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Get the only
I like the corks though.
If you can only get the top bit off, that'd be great, buddy. That looks nice. Cork is nice wood. If you only do the top bit, that'd be ideal. Yeah, you're fine. Maybe that bit on the edge there. Anyway, yeah, the cork is nice wood. We like a nice wood cork, not the cork that goes on the window frames. We're not saying that on stream. Would you prefer white or black? We don't care. We're not that kind of person. David, pop that cork, buddy. Oh, that's a very short cork.
I nearly dropped the bottle because
Look
it came out
how
so
short
easily.
that is.
That is a very
Oh, my life.
stubby cork.
Oh. Well,
The cork is about a centimetre and a bit long. And
in this context...
it is...
Oh.
That was over. It is wider than it is long, I think.
That reminds me of the Nika 12. Nika Japan.
There we go. Third time lucky.
Just so David can see it, just from remembering. Nika 12, Japanese whiskey, massive wooden top,
Yeah.
tiny cork by comparison. Like, fam. And we all, by the way, white or black is fine in the front or back door. Cork,
Hi, Stina.
Hello, Stina, hi. Bring the fika. You better have it. If you don't, we'll cancel you, Stina. Anyway, the bottle looks nice and honeyed. Each colour so far, the single malt, has been very different. This one has got more of a, I'd say honey. It really does remind me of honey.
Yeah, honey, golden syrup, that kind of roll, isn't it?
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. Shall we have a glass poured, David? David, Dr. David, yes. Barman David, the first. The only. Because, honestly, there won't be another. I'm no slag. It's going down well so far, aren't they? Yeah. We don't have to collect the dog just yet, so we're okay on that front.
Right.
Now, you have had this before, but the only time I remember we took some of these, but you didn't have it then, when we went to Ramstein with my dad and his partner. And we had
That's one of the 15, wasn't it?
Yes. You had the trilogy set,
Yeah.
and my dad had the 12s, because we had 2.
We overdid it on the Penderyn instead.
Yes, well, I also had I think I had the 18.
Yeah.
At the 18, I had a double of that. I had the coach built, and then I had the Penderyn, and looked Legend. I looked at you and went, "You have to have this." You had a single and was like, "Yes."
Yes.
And then I was getting, and because I popped my antidepressant, I was getting really tired, and it looked like I was drunk. I was not drunk. I was so tired, and I was like, I was genuinely struggling to stay awake without looking drunk.
Yeah.
And I looked at
He was so tired he couldn't manage to work the toilets in the motorhome. He was like, how do I make it flush?
It wasn't easy.
No. You had to press several buttons and pull
Yeah,
a thing.
I'm glad that thing crashed. Now it wasn't until my dad his now dearly departed had yawned. I went, oh, "You're looking tired there," and she then went, "Yeah," and then went to bed, and I was like, "Great, I can sleep." 2 hours later, I woke up and was like, "Well, that was pointless."
Yeah. Where's my Switch?
Yeah. Where's my Switch? Where's my book or something? And I couldn't because I was so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean, the fact they worked as beds was kind of handy because we didn't have to put the awning out, but the fact they didn't really work as beds was
not for me because I didn't have the leg bit to put my legs on. I was just leaning back in a chair.
Yeah.
And my backside, my lower part of my back was like, I'd be better off laying on the floor.
Yeah.
I really would. Anyway, shall we? So your limited experience of the 18, I know that you have had it before, but I know you were not impressed. But now you're in a setting where you are solely devoted to your love of Glenfiddich. So I want you to be the first person to have a sip of me.
Hello.
Of this, and tell me what you think.
Didn't know we were doing that on stream.
Well, that's for the only whiskey
Yeah.
account.
Yes, definitely.
Have a sip and tell me what you think, buddy. I'll go in after. Giggity.
Sniff is
We have 11 viewers. Holy crap, we're famous!
Sniff is slightly biscuity. Dare I say Cadbury-esque.
I mean, a milder version, I would agree with you, but not as intense as
Sort of
your...
a buttery something and a little bit of
Or maybe a butter biscuit, like a malt milk.
a little bit of fruit, maybe. Let's have a try.
Like Garibaldi or something. You thinking that? I like Garibaldi.
No, that was Chandler's piano teacher, Mr. Garibaldi.
I like the biscuits. What does David think of that? Oh, he's not impressed. I can tell. I know David. Cheers.
That's not what I was expecting.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I still think it's better than the 12.
Yeah, it's
But
going
it's still
back more towards the 12 than the others have been.
Well, yes, but this is where it would be 6 years later.
Yeah.
But it feels refined enough that some of that impurity from the 12 is not as present.
Yeah.
But there is still something very sharp that is pronounced enough that it's sitting right at the back of my neck, but not in my throat. It's like a weird position. Like it's just somewhere around here, but it's not where it should be. But it's still nice. But as far as 18s go, I kind of understand why this is cheap.
Yeah.
But I do have a cheaper 18 that's much better. Singleton. Glorious. Malt master still quality. Yes. That came out wrong. For those who are here today, I'm just going to say now, my friend's birthday is on Friday. David, say hi.
Hi.
Any donations received over coffee today, the link at the top and linked in the chat, will be given directly to him. He will, of course, confirm that he has received them on the Discord, because I will transfer it straight to him when I can be asked. That'll be tomorrow.
Yes, if any of you are kind enough to donate, that will be part of my birthday present, so thank you very much.
Go towards your adventures in English, I guess.
Yes, true.
Jeez, if you get enough money and buy one of those really fancy bottles.
Could you imagine my dad letting me buy one of those?
It's not a case of letting you, it's a case of, it's my sodding money.
What do you add?
What do you think I was going to do with it? Like, is he going to be in the gift shop with us?
So,
just a query.
I don't know, because obviously he's going to sit with Mum, probably in the restaurant having a coffee.
Yeah.
While we do the tour.
For 2 hours.
Yeah. That's why he's not coming around the tour with us, because it's a 2-hour tour. He doesn't leave Mum sat there on her own for 2 hours.
Give her an MP3. I'll give us some speed metal.
But,
she'll be doing this.
But I don't know whether they'll then come in. We could probably message them when we've done the tour and go into the gift shop, and he could probably come and join us.
Is he going to buy you something?
Don't know. He doesn't want me having more whiskey, so probably not.
Well, aren't you glad you sent for me?
Yeah.
In fact, you'll hear me very clearly take my coat off.
Well, he is buying something. He's buying the tour and lunch.
When he says don't buy any more, I'll just walk past and go, Gerald, thank God you sent for me.
World's coming apart at the seams. Well then, thank God you sent for me.
Absolutely.
Pour one out for our homie, Lord Gerald.
Lord John Marbury.
Lord John Marbury.
Earl of Croy.
Baronet of Brythey.
Yes, Viscount of other
Sherborne
places.
and something.
Yes. let's just say Croydon, Red Hill or something. I don't know.
And,
Yeah.
Her Majesty's ambassador to the United States.
Yes. Actor Roger Rees. Legend. I'm going to have to do the 18 seconds on this, aren't I?
Why can't you become a channel member, Stina? I don't know. I will refer that to
the
our.
memberships are available.
I'll refer that to our secretary.
Memberships are available, so you should be able to. I'm going to do the 18 seconds, David.
I shall get a timer then.
We have 12 viewers.
Ooh, double digits.
It's improving. This is good.
We're upping the timer. We are up to 18.
Go.
I need to set some of these as preset timers, don't I? So different ages of whiskey. Let's have the 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 18-year-old whiskey samples. He's making a sort of contented face. There's some supping happening and swashing around. It's hard to tell if he's enjoying it, though. He is done with the 18 seconds. Now he's making a sort of monkey pout.
See, Shaquille.
It's like a confused orangutan.
You need to see the video of Shaquille O'Neal when he goes to the Gorilla Zoo, and they try and square up to him. They all look at him and they get really close to him and go. And the comments underneath the video were like, "Yeah," because they're like, "How the hell did he get out?" No. It's good. Try it.
Okay, Dave is going in.
The temperature builds up very late, but it feels a lot smoother when you let it work. Yeah, this is. I think this is definitely I'm going to sit around and quietly, calmly, just have a nice, leisurely drink. The flavors do become more apparent, but it's like, actually, this works like this. Kind of like the bourbon one, we found it worked better a certain way. This works better, I think, like this. It seemed to just work. Yeah? I think it is more of a, let's just play with the tannins.
Yeah, thick and tannin.
Yeah, thick and tannins.
It's very cool again, though, isn't
Yeah.
it? I don't understand how they've done that.
I don't know how you do that. I do not know how you manage to somehow capture the Arctic tundra and go, yes, you don't need stones in this. We've already infused it in there with the screams of frost giants. I don't know how you've done that. Somehow you've given the drink air conditioning.
Yeah, it's quite. It does build. It's still quite gentle.
She's on an Apple phone. If she's on an Apple phone, she'd have to do something in your settings. Well, I don't use Crapple, so I'm not familiar with that.
No.
But if that is the case, I hope you're able to resolve it, Stina. Of course, your support here would mean the world to us. Failing that, of course, there are other options available to if you'd like to explore them. What did you think with the 18 seconds on this? For those who are joining later, 1 second for every year of maturation, the drink spends time in your mouth. You work it, you give it a good going over, and then you swallow like a girl. But mostly you've got to, try and you just do it it helps you to understand the drink better, basically. What did you think, David?
Yeah, I may have to depart in a second because I may have to let someone in if the door has been locked. But yeah, it built up. There was a nice balance to it. There was a little bit of spice, a little bit of fruitiness, a bit of sweetness. It was quite well balanced.
Yeah. Okay.
Nothing massively stood out.
Yeah.
But it was nice, well balanced. I am just going to have to disappear.
Go on, you go do that. I'll wait
someone
here.
Where are my keys? There.
Well, I've got my key in my pocket if you need it. Oh, no, you got your bright pink keys, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay, very well. So, the 18, it is that thing where the 12 and the 18 fall in line with the standards. The 15 is the swerve. But I do know that Glenfiddich do a 4-part series called VAT 01, 02, 03, 04. Not based on year. That's just how they write it on the tubes in the bottle. And they are all different expressions, but they also do experimentals. Now, those experimentals, we're going to get to a couple of those in a minute anyway, when David returns. One will try, the other will not be, but we'll talk about that at the end. Because there are some they did and some they released and discontinued because of how limited they were. And I'm not going to lie, so far, I've had an absolute laugh standing here knowing that David has yet to visibly, actually, literally recoil from a single one of these. Of course, he hasn't had a bit of an issue here since he used to say that peated whiskies were more our bread and butter. But you've noticed over the years he's gotten more into the sweeter whiskies, which I get. And so the Amontillado has genuinely caught him and gone, well then. Because it's not like the Glenmorangie Amontillado, which I have available to hand. The Amontillado Glenmorangie is 46%, I believe. Yeah. And it's refined, it's beautiful. But if I compared that to the Amontillado Glenfiddich, I'm not as convinced he would appreciate the Glenmorangie one. And I kind of get it, because it's like, it's good, but it's better than the Palo Cortado Glenmorangie version. It's better than the La Santa, which is Oloroso. But then if you now insert, for example, the Fiddich 15, the Solera vat, it's completely different. And we know nothing of it. To be fair, I know nothing of sherry, really. I've never had these sherries. I remember my nan used to drink, great nan would drink it when I was a kid. Beyond that, my knowledge is beyond limited. It's just, no. I'd have to actually go and buy some sherry for a sherry cask stream, where we do a sherry bomb stream, you know? And to be honest, that would probably end with a glass of the English... I'll have to go and get it. Give me a second. It's available. I'm just going to raise my voice slightly. It's called Ex Oloroso Demi-Muid. M-U-I-D. This one is quite limited, though, to only 572 bottles, and it is one of the most ostentatious bottles I own. And, you know, you have to, if you want to compare sherry bomb whiskies, you've got to go with Oloroso, you've got to go with Solera, you've got to go with Palo Cortado, Amontillado, and any other type of sherry that exists that we don't know about, or we do know about. Tastes do change. They do! That's another thing. Because David has always hated the 12, and he still does. And I remember, and I didn't say it when he was here, but actually, he wasn't overly fond of the 18 at all, and he didn't really give it a chance. He definitely did not appreciate the 15 as much either. He thought it was all right, but he said it was weak comparative to that of the Glenlivet 15. But as we know, you can't compare, for example, the Singleton 15, that's very fruity. Fruity Decadence, I believe, is what it's called. You can't compare the fruity decadence of that to the French oak of the Glenlivet. You cannot compare it to the Old Pulteney 15, that's also another swerve in the direction of, I don't know where, I can't remember. It's a very odd occurrence. You can't compare it to the Auchentoshan 15 either. In fact, any 15 that exists, you can't compare them. But you want to. You want to compare them because you want to find what's better, what works best, what might be more interesting on the palate. And this is where the 18 comes in, because the 18 is where it's meant to fall in line with the standard. Not necessarily... the entry level of the age statements for that distillery. Glenfiddich, it's 12. Glenmorangie, it is 10. For Johnny Walker, the entry is 12. Because the red label is the entry point, even though they've tried to make it other things. And they have 12, 15, 18 as standard. And their 15 is also a swerve, by the way, because the 12 and the 18 are nothing alike, which is weird. The 15, though, is mostly peated casks. And this is really interesting, because then you have so much variety in how people interpret where they take that swerve and how they refine it. Also, you have to consider, for example, Johnny Walker is a blended malt. Glenfiddich technically is as well, but calls itself a single malt because what they've done, they've used the same malt, but they've split it and then remarried it later on. Yeah? That's single malt, but technically it's also a blended malt. And I think that's interesting. I've never, personally, had an issue with Glenfiddich in the slightest, even the 12. It's why I have the collection, because I don't mind it. I think it's fantastic. It's also a very good casual drink. Of course, with a collection, David's especially, he doesn't have any. And that's something I want to change. I genuinely want him to have a bottle of Glenfiddich in his collection that he would like. So the 15 would have been a good option, but if it's the Amontillado, I'm going to have to look into trying to get one for Christmas for him or something, aren't I? Which is going to be really tricky. But I'm okay with that, because, you know, it's David. I'm, however, going to add a little bit of the 18 to his glass, because I'm a dickhead. Yeah. See if he notices I put more in there. Not much. It's just like a small wee dram of it. I maintain that coolness is a very weird quality. that it's somehow a Glenfiddich thing. I've never encountered it with other whiskies where they just seem to be cool all the time. But this is. My cabin is not cool right now. The bar is certainly not a cool area. Well, cool to look at. It's a different type of cool, though, of course. But in the context of what we're doing here tonight, it's really weird that the single malt we're consuming is the coolest in temperature when they've been sat in the room, not in a fridge or hidden away in a cool corner. Not that one exists in a wooden box or a shed, if you want to call it that. It's genuinely a very unique trait and quality. If you notice I'm prattling, it's because I'm literally waiting for Mr. Talks-A-Lot to come back. I see the kitchen light on and dog's moving, so I know he's there, but he has yet to return, which means he's having a conversation. David talks a lot, so I have to do it here. That sucks. No, I'm kidding. It's great fun. Out of curiosity, if you have any knowledge of Glenfiddich, what is your preferred Fiddich? I earlier saw... what was your name? I do apologise. Give me a second. Your name was Scotty McDuda. You had said that you like the 14, and now it's discontinued. That's not ideal. You're unable to gain access to any more of it, which is genuinely kind of crappy, actually. But they've done that with the previous 14, the Rich Oak, which I looked into recently, and I remember paying about £30-35 for it back in 2009, 2010, now it sells for like £150 to find a bottle, and I'm like, you're not worth 150 quid. It's like trying to get your hands on the Blender's Batch Espresso Roast Johnny Walker. £25 to buy new originally, now sells for several £100s. I'm not paying that. I mean, I've got a new bottle of the Sweet Peat, and I know that value's going up because that's also harder to get hold of. But I'm not going to spend hundreds trying to get another one if I ever had to. I'm going to stay in my lane and get what I know I work with best. In this instance, that. And obviously in the context of Glenfiddich, it's a bit easier because you can get those on sale at most supermarkets every time of the year. Which is fine by me because if I ever need a new one, I will do that. But if anyone's had any previous experience with Glenfiddich, I would love to know. One of the more unique bottles I got my hands on years ago was an experimental. And with the experimental I've got, we're going to look at it later. We're not going to drink it, though. But it was one of those ones where I got it, and I wasn't... I liked it, but I didn't think it was all that great. And then over time it grew on me, and I realised now it's discontinued, I'm quite lucky to have it. Because actually, it's when you realise something's harder to get hold of, you appreciate the flavours more. But then you also have to wonder why it was discontinued. In the case of the Rich Oak and the Bourbon Barrel Reserve, it was because they did that solely on purpose as a limited release. Knowing it would sell, because it did, knowing it would sell, and knowing that it would then make them money. And also create some interest in their brand. In the context of the experimentals, they did it because of the name, experimental. If they didn't sell well, they weren't going to keep making it. Some of them have done well enough that they still exist within the experimental series. Two more notably, one we will be tasting, one I have not actually had. They've released a more recent experimental, number 5, which is a Pomona cask, and that is apparently becoming more of a mainstay experimental Glenfiddich, which is great. Of course it is. It's delicious. Is he still talking? Oh, he's on his way back. He's actually running up the garden, by the way. I am running on fumes with what to talk about. Do forgive me, guys. But I need him to bounce off. And it's been a few minutes. He's literally run up the garden with the captain's hat on. He's back. Welcome back, Mr. David. That's quite all right. I saw you were talking, so it's quite all right. You had business to take care. Can you please put this back where it belongs? I was just talking to the chat about sherry cask finishes and other way around. There you go. The importance of the difference of them and how some might be comparable, like the 12 Amontillado and the 12 Amontillado for Glenmorangie and Glenfiddich. You can't compare them, but you could compare them. Yeah. You might not get the same out of it. You're a bit behind on the drinking, though. You might have to have a little bit more of a glug. Also, we're at nearly 2 hours, and this needs to be sent soon because we've got 2 more left.
Fair. Let me just get my stream back up.
What did you think of the 18 seconds, if you remember?
I'm 14 minutes behind, apparently. Go live.
Drag the bar up and you'll be fine.
What is it? Yeah, no, balanced. It had a.
It works better when you leave it, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit of a mix of everything.
Yeah.
It was actually quite refined.
Yeah. It's only when you find it works where the whiskey is suited you realise what the potential of it is.
Yeah.
Gives you more of a chance to experiment. But I was talking about the differing Oloroso finish, and also palate changes over time. Brian mentioned it, and he was right, because we're not the same as we were then. Again, the greatest example I can make of that is the fact I hated Talisker 10.
Yes, you did.
And now it doesn't get drunk much here, but it's right next to me on the bar.
Yeah.
It's right next to me in a very unique decanter with a very weird cork on it that came from a bottle I don't remember where. So it might actually say on it.
Cordo something.
Oh no, I think it says on the cork at the top.
ITC Ashes.
My former housemate's birthday party.
Yeah.
It was his 20th birthday.
Something birthday.
That cork came from a bottle from his birthday, and I took it home with
It
me.
looks like a champagne cork.
That comes from 2007. That cork. That's from 2007. I'm not reading that word because I know it says black, but it's the language. Yeah. Other way. Yeah. Only goes on one
Yes, I
way.
know.
Please don't faff. Not when there's alcohol in the system.
Yeah, that looks like a champagne cork.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it came from his party when in 2007, just before you and I met. And I thought it was quite nice. I don't really drink champagne much now these days. It's not for me. But anyway, yeah, no, this is another good entry. But again, it's with the really irritating. All four of them, you can compare this to the 15, but you also can't because the 15 goes in the other direction. So what we can do is compare it to the 12, but then we threw that away.
Yeah.
We know it's more refined to the 12, and David hasn't recoiled.
And the proof
which means-
is the fact we haven't thrown any of the rest away.
Well, the 18, yes. I'd be quite annoyed because it's quite pricey. It's not the most expensive.
No.
It's actually cheaper. It's £10 cheaper than a standard bottle of Livet 18. So, and it's cheaper.
Liver's gone up quite a bit over the years.
Well, it's nearly 100, isn't it?
It used to be about sort of
Yeah.
75 to 80.
That sits at
It's now
90.
like 95.
That sits at 90, whereas Livet's it's around 100 now.
Yeah.
The Morangi 18 is a lot more. Is about 130.
Depending on which one you go for.
Well, the Infinita, which is the one I have, obviously, and
Yeah.
it's quite nice and marvellous. I quite enjoyed it.
Yes, we did
Yes.
buy that, didn't we?
Yes, we have another glass sometime. Maybe on Friday if we're not doing anything. If my dad doesn't come up with the old fashions, and
Yeah.
we'll have a glass of that or something. Or
Well,
pour.
we can have
Or
the old
unless,
fashions.
of course, you get something on your birthday. You never know. Who knows?
Well, I mean, yes. If only I was somewhere where there is a purveyor of whiskey who may potentially have provided a whiskey for me.
I know nobody have done that.
No, I know.
No.
They're too young to drink, aren't they? The ones that buy it.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. It's not like I've been sent money by my dad, my sisters, two of them anyway, and the wench.
Oh, thank you, sandwich wench.
I don't do sandwich wenches anymore. She's just a wench. Hi, Leona.
All-purpose wench.
All purpose, yes. You're the decathlete of wenches. Jack of all trades,
Yeah.
master of none. That's a Jimmy Carr joke, just to be clear. Now, David hasn't finished his yet, which is quite all right. If anyone has any questions about this whiskey, getting lonely without Dave, I kind of understand you there, Bri.
Yeah.
Because it was a good
back.
nearly almost 10 minutes you were gone.
Yeah, sorry.
That's quite all right.
The
It doesn't
older
matter.
children from over there needed to use
It's fine.
facilities.
It's fine. You know, they needed. Yeah, it's fine. I don't mind. Anyway, let's carry on. We're going to talk about we'll go back to your birthday thing for a second, because
Time, gentlemen, please. Well, yeah.
hi, hello Worsenary, and hello Judas. Hope you're both well. From someone with skin type flower 405. Wait, what?
Skinny, tight, flout. What?
Oh, skinny type. Skinny.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, but you have to elaborate on that one. I don't know who you're referring to.
405 is a brand of Levi jean.
Oh, she referred to my foot as fat, so you know. I do have big feet, to be fair. I've always had very big feet, though, to be fair.
Yeah, you have actual legs, whereas I just have like sticks.
Well, no, I have legs, but they're short for my body. Remember, we've discussed
Yes.
this. It's again a thing of I may have the feet, but the rest of the femurs apparently weren't big enough. You know, or it might be the tibial and fibula, to be fair, actually, because they're not. My calves are quite big. My quads betray me. We should probably at some point consider doing a sherry bomb stream. I mentioned it. Like we go with the best sherry cask finishes.
There is a there is something that's like the Sherry Monster, or like the
Sherry
Peat
bomb. It's
Monster.
called Sherry bomb.
Yeah.
But I mean, we go with the whiskies from our collections that are sherry bombs. So my big hitters would be the English. What have you got? Well, no, I'd go with the obvious. I'd probably go with the Amontillado because it's the best of this lot.
Yeah.
But then it'd be the Amontillado of that. So I've got to try and find a different. I've got the Demi. I've got Ex Oloroso over there. Demi Mude.
Yeah, because
M-U-I-D.
Park Ice is not cherry finish.
No, it's not. But no,
Dalmore 14
Sherry Select.
cigar malt. Actually, Dalmore cigar malt is cherry.
That's a banger.
Yeah, that's a banger.
Banger, yeah. What is the 14 was for? Well, okay, so we should spoil this.
That was the American.
We are going to be doing next year. I think it'll be a Dalmore stream, and it will be my 12, 15, 18, and David's 14, Portwood and cigar malt. Unless, of course, in January David buys another Dalmore, like one of the 2000s or something, and then it'll be a very, very, very heavy. And I'll probably try and get my dad on that as well, and get him to wear a tie. Like, my dad doesn't wear suits often. Just get my dad to wear a tie. Just buy ducky ties for everyone. We need.
I need to find the website to find it because it's obviously American.
I am tea and sandwich wench and sexretary for the record. I'm a eunuch. Stocky build. If you say so, I am definitely a stocky build. I think Dave could. I'm not necessarily skinny or I'm not fat either. I don't think I am. Am I fat?
What was the shop in Florida?
Total Wines.
Total Wines.
I did find though fun fact for those on stream, David originally was going to go to Total Wines because they had originally a bottle of the Romulan Ale Rye whiskey, which is blue coloured. Couldn't find it though. Otherwise, so I changed my list to Prohibition Recipe Bushmills because Leona reminded me. I then added Metallica and Glenfiddich. Went, screw this, I'm buying all four.
Yeah,
Use their duty free, I don't care. But there was something else.
The 14 is American White Oak, ex-bourbon, and finessed in rare and aged Pedro Jimenez sherry.
Pedro Jimenez, another type of rare cask. Okay, so that's a triple cask finish. Good to know. Much like the newer Glenmorangie triple cask reserve. Now, the point I was going to make was the story part. Anyway, this known fact was that my dad had discreetly spoken to his sister, my aunt, who has a daughter that lives in Michigan with a husband and children. She went out there, and they had a secondary mission to try and find me a bottle of this. I then found ABC Wines, who operate in Florida in about 20 shops. They're the only seller that have adverts for it on their social media. And I'm sat here like, okay, so I added them on Instagram. And I asked them if they could check if any of their shops still had it. And they then said, you'll have to look for yourself. I was like,
yeah, because I actually did find one that had it in stock for a long time before, but about 2 months before I went, it went out of stock.
That sucks.
Which is when we looked for other things, and I found Total Wine that had some of the other things.
So if that had happened, and he'd gotten the Romulan Ale, I mean, I probably would have asked for a couple of the bottles anyway, like Prohibition or something, and the Glenfiddich, but the Blackened would have gone out the window. Yeah. Because I would have been like...
Yeah, I mean, Total Wines we found because they had the Prohibition. I mean, Bushmills.
They had everything else. So it was a mecca of alcohol.
Yes, they did. But
Your parents told me.
It was the Prohibition Bushmills that was what sold that one to us because I knew that was what Meg wanted. So I found they had that there.
Yes, just to confirm, I'm not fat, am I?
No. No. There's some muscle. He's currently flexing.
I'm looking in the window. I'm like, I'm pulling my shirt tight, and I'm like, let me just do this. It's the shoulder thing, isn't it?
He's got those. He's got that shirt with the under ribbing, so that he's got.
It's a sports bra.
And, yes, he's wearing those booty leggings.
Yes. They got the ridges on, and my booty is toned.
Yes.
Is that how it works? I remember doing streams and farting into a microphone. Some people did that, by the way. Not even a joke. Speaking as someone who deals with liquor store,
yeah, but that's just but yours is a particular brand of special when it comes to inventory.
To be fair, she does have a little bit of knowledge though when it comes to the minglings of interstore.
Yeah,
like true. She has. And by the way, and Leona can attest here. Some of the stuff they've gotten in their shop came because of us.
Yes, this is true.
So I'd like to believe, to an extent, even though we have a rather delightful 9 people watching, right? We have at least had an influence in this
Yes.
world somehow.
We have spread the good word that is whiskey to those less fortunate than ourselves in
His shirt's
America.
too small for my bigger size. This is actually the shirt's big on me. I just had to pull it just to see if I actually was fat or not. It's a workout shirt made by Caramore. It's solely for working out.
I had to check her if you'd taken my hat, because you have an Under Armour hat, and I have an Under Armour hat.
You're going to go up to me and go, that's mine, tips it off. I'm like, I've tightened this up. You touch it, I'll smack the fuck out of you.
Is he also a really lightweight one as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was.
Yeah.
Mine was. I bought mine.
I bought it
really
for
lightweight.
the gym mostly because it's
Yeah.
very light fabric.
Yeah, mine is as well.
Easier to breathe when you're working out.
Yeah.
I accidentally walked out the other day with a BitChute hat on, and I got
Yeah, you had the bit shoe hat on when
Yeah.
we came round to
yeah,
get bit.
it was a complete accident. I wore it in the office because I was like, this one's getting a bit sweaty, and I was like, I'll let it dry off. And then I walked downtown and I got some really weird looks, and I was like, well, shit. All right. I got weird looks because someone was like, what is that? Or
Yeah.
either that or they knew what it was, because BitChute can be a bit more right-leaning.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to get into trouble.
Yeah,
Oh.
I've heard that with Rumble as well.
Un moment, s'il vous plaît. Say goodbye to Plumpy, everyone.
Bye, Plumpy.
Love you, Plumpy. Come on.
So yes, we are just eating a dog. No, the dog is fat though. She eats a lot. She ate all the beef earlier. When we couldn't eat the beef, she may have helped herself to most of it. She eats well for a very old cabby. But yeah, no, it was a shame we couldn't get the Romulan ale. But we did find some nice treats in America, which used a lot of the duty-free allowances.
She's sat surrounded by 3 dogs and she's not happy. She's all warm and toasty.
Yeah.
They're not.
One thing we have that Meg hasn't yet had is the
Tamnavulin Tempranillo.
Tempranillo, which we got in, or my dad got in duty free.
However,
which-
your father has, when I saw him at that birthday party, said, when you're next up, Meg, I'll sort you out.
Yes.
Well, not in those words, obviously, your father's a bit more eloquent.
Yes.
But he did say he would make sure I got some.
By which he means I will need to find you a sample pot to put it in so that you can, yeah.
There's one just in there.
That's all right, I've got some at home. That's
Yeah.
fine. I have some in the flat.
Yeah, you have loads. We went through those last year and I was like, bin them, you silly bish. Stop giving her weight issues. I mean, I do the same to myself, but yes. Anyway,
Yes,
would Dave please finish his drink so we can get on to the next
saying
one?
that she ate all the beef.
Send it. Heron. What's
Quite a
wrong?
lot.
Oh, what a shame.
It's quite a heron.
What a shame. Yellow swag fan. By the way, I poured an extra measure in yours.
I had noticed.
The look on your face.
I was trying to work out if you poured yours into mine or just poured some more. I knew there was more in there than there should have been. I was like, I won't say anything though.
Actually, I knew you knew because the first time you lifted it up, you barely touched it and looked at it, and I was like, he knows. You looked at it and
I
went,
was like,
you
sure I drunk some
you
of this.
literally lifted the glass up to your mouth and went like that, and you. I was like, you didn't even take a sip. You looked at it quizzically and then went, ooh, a little tiny lip thing.
yeah,
I make a sip
I'm
and
sure I
went,
drunk some of this.
I'm going to put that back down for a second and give it a minute. And Meg
Yeah.
hasn't said anything. Let's play this out. All right, then. All right.
That did not go down well.
No, it doesn't. It's not a shot. If the
No.
18 is what normally with an 18-year-old whiskey, I find they're not shots. There are some that have proven to be good shots that really shouldn't be. Like Live at 18 is a great example. Yeah.
Yeah.
Centenary Johnny Walker, great shot. Don't do it though, because it's really not worth.
I can't remember if the Task Great Team was a good one or not.
Task Racing we did enjoy, but
Yeah.
it did feel wrong to how expensive it was.
Yeah.
It is one of the actually. There's only one 18 I haven't opened that I bought back in January that still isn't open. The Downmore, but I'm waiting for the Downmore stream.
Yes.
I'm going to wait for the Downmore stream because I'll happily wait to do that.
Yeah, that should be good. We've got 12,
12's good.
14, 15, 18, cigar
Well,
malt.
If you do
and
if you do
forward.
the 12, 15, 18 as a standard,
Yeah.
and then you have all the side ones, or do all the side ones first, and then go right now we're doing the standards.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
We'll start with the Portwood, get it out of the way, then do the. Yeah.
Single or double? Yes. Sooner the better. Very well. YOLO swag fan. Bye. All right. Shall we have some water, David?
We could do.
Stop giving away issues. Okay, sorry.
So that was me, not him.
Oh, was that you giving the weight issues?
Yeah, neither your sister or I could eat the beef, so we ended up giving it to most of the dogs. But Wizzy had a good chunk of
My
it.
sister tried. She's not really
we do need to take over the beef at Christmas.
The only thing I want to take over at Christmas is the carving. Because last year it was chunks, not
We need to do the
slices.
cooking as well. The
Oh,
beef.
well, no, last year at Christmas it was fine. It was just how it was served. I didn't like that. I like it sliced.
Yeah.
I think that's how it should be done. Let me do it because I'm really good with a knife. Promise you,
Yeah.
you don't need anyone. I've
No,
got
I
really
can
nice
tell.
knives. Let
Yeah.
me do it. I'm the best with a knife. My hands are the steadiest. Don't try me. Oh, these pieces are for my sisters. Nice and thin. That's for
Yeah.
David. Hack.
Chonk. Yeah. Stick.
Oi,
sandwich.
buddy, how many veg? Not many?
Perfect. Here you go. Yeah. No, we need a nice medium rare bit of beef.
I want to see you treat that like you do a corn on the cob. Yeah. Waka, 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 waka.
So I had corn on the cob tonight. I didn't even get a look in. All the kids, well, I say all the kids, other than the obvious one.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
All the kids were like, I want one, I want one. And then your sister was like, oh, well, there's none for me. And I was like, oh. She was like, do you want one? And I was like, well, I mean, kind of, but all the kids want it, so I'll let them have it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so next on the agenda is... Oh, we've got the tasting notes for 18 we didn't go through.
No, we didn't.
What a shame. So,
Well,
next
let's
on the
just
agenda...
quickly read through them just to see if we
I've
found
already gotten rid of it. Oh, hang on.
Just see if we found anything that worked.
Right, tasting notes for the 18. Here we are. So it says here, fruit, zesty grapefruit, baked toffee apples, dry, chocolate flaky wood,
Chocolate, no.
cinnamon, palate, candy fruits, Fiddich freshness balances richer notes of dried
Hang on,
apricot.
did they just say Fiddich freshness?
Apparently it's an air freshener, like the ones I have in my cabin. It's like a diffuser.
Interesting.
The finish, peels and a touch of salted toffee. Overall, a wonderfully rich and enjoyable Fiddich single malt.
And how many awards did that win?
13. And the more recent was in 2019. And it won gold. I'll be honest, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But we're here now. So this is the Glenfiddich experimental number 4.
This is series number 2.
My mistake. So
Summer Fruits and Candy Floss. Project XXX.
ignore that. 2x is not 3.
XX, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so I bought this when I hit 10,000 followers on Twitter. This is my celebratory bottle for 10,000 followers on Twitter after 9 years of hard work. I've had a glass. I had 2 actually. It is 47%. It is the strongest of the lot.
The
And
bottle is so dark you can't see the liquid inside.
I genuinely believe David will like this because of how potent it was. And I sat in a VC with others. I did it on stream actually. I felt it was the best experiment. There are a few experimentals over the years. They've done IPA. They have done this Fire and Cane, which is another one. Experimental Orchard series. There was one other, an old one. It was 20 plus years old, called Winter Storm.
Yes.
Sold out so fast, and the bottle was white ceramic.
Yeah.
Sold out so quickly. However, a lot of these were not done in the older design. The IPA cask, Fire and Cane, and the Winter Storm were done in the older bottle design, which we will get to soon, right?
Embossing on there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
These ones, the XX was only ever done in the newer design. Fire and Cane was updated. Experimental was only ever done in this style as well, the newer modern bottle. XX for experimental is in honor of the 20 malt masters who contributed towards the creation of this.
Yeah, on the front it does in fact say 20 mines, one
Yeah.
unexpected whiskey.
And I genuinely believe you'll like this. I think you will. So
Let us commence.
I liked it. I thought it was a convincing entry. I thought it was the strongest entry, and I'll explain more about that later.
Well, it's already started well.
Yes, it has. Splendid. So, yes, for 10,000 followers on Twitter, which, by the way, thank you so much for that. I've only ever had one account for a Megon. I obviously have ones for politics and for Not Worth the Cork, which is, by the way, on Twitter, Not Worth the Cork, one word. I think this is it's the strongest ABV Glenfiddich I have at 47, and I think the percentage actually helps it. At 94 proof, it is strong. It's a very nice bottle. It looks like a fingerprint,
Yeah.
or multiple fingerprints, and yes, you the man. The slice manly. Wait. Oh yeah, I'm the slice man. I'm Dexter Morgan. I'm Hannibal Lecter. I wish. What? Are we turning him around so they face the right way?
He's kicking in. And
Yeah,
I'm,
I saw.
turning the
For those who don't know what he's doing, he's turning all the top parts of the cartons around so the deer head is facing the right way, which is right, because if you do it wrong, it's wrong. Anyway, would Dave like to have a sniff of this one? You haven't tasted this before, have you?
No.
Good.
I have no idea what this one is about.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Give it a sec. You'll get there.
Hello.
Yeah. It's
Okay. This is interesting.
It is a very interesting whiskey. We just changed the music because I just realised Eminem's playing. We're not white enough for him. Right. What did David think of that initial nose?
It smells very nice. There's a little bit of...
This has won 6 Spirit Awards since its inception, most recent being in 2020 for a gold at the International Spirits Challenge, single malt, no age statement category.
Yeah.
And it's won others for Spirit Design, Speyside Single Malt Premium, Distiller's Single Malt, and again another no age statement award, a silver actually 2 years prior from a different award ceremony. Just won silvers and golds. Yeah.
So what's on the nose? So I'm getting an array of sort of a chocolatiness, some vanilla, some fruit, some nuttiness.
So this smells a bit of a beastie, loads of woody, spicy notes, which is what I get. Toffee, orange peel, serious cask action going on here. That's literally what it says. My thought on it was this was a strong smelling whiskey. David drawing, count it. So, would you like to have a taste?
I would, yes. No way I'll get the chocolate from them, but yeah.
So, on the palate, it's very sweet and woody. Lots of wood, clove, cinnamon, vanilla with tingly wood tannins. Fucking tannins, man.
Definitely a tingle.
All wrapped up in some sweet fudge notes. The fudge is very, The finish, long, layered, and it is long, I can feel it. Notes of espresso and your favourite kind of dark chocolate. That's where the chocolate is. It is dark. I'm thinking after 8 without the 8.
Yeah.
Just after.
Just after. I wouldn't know. They kept stealing mine on holiday.
Have none left.
I went through 2 boxes and I had about 6 in total.
They're all gone. Oh. If I'd known we could have gone around the shop earlier and got some.
They were well stolen.
You got any swag here though?
It's on your bag, or in my bag. In your room.
But I have to go and get it.
Yeah.
What do you think? It's very different. It's very strong.
I like a Glenfiddich.
Thank you. I'm touching myself tonight. It's really good. It's
very nice.
This one is nice because while the chocolate's there, my view on it is it's really pounced on the wood. It's pounced on the intense sweetness that we've gotten from others, but it's very soft sweet like fudge. But the wood and the oakiness and the spice is just there.
Yeah.
I like it.
It does hit you quite a lot, but you can kind of make out of it. It's
well, you called the chocolate, but it was in the wrong place. Yeah, I know. Count it. Count it. That's 2 out of 5 so far. I'm so hoping for 3 out of 6. I will take 50-50, because if the 21 sucks ass, that's a lot of money wasted on one that sucks. I waited 18 months to get that bottle. It better not.
Yeah.
And I've had a good rum cask finish before, and it cost about 25 quid. Called Tullamore. And I had another one that's really good, called Jura.
Yeah.
I like it. I've had one that's really depressing as well, though. Oban.
Yes. Yeah, that was something of a letdown, wasn't it?
The whelm was not present. There's no Morangi rum cask, is there? There isn't, is there yet? Calvados, sherries, lots of sherries and port. Oh, actually, hang on. I've got 2 Amontillado cask finishes up there in Glenmorangie. My Cad Bowl is.
Yeah. Yeah, because yours is different to mine.
Yeah, very different. The nectar is not. It's wines. Or mine's just the nectar, isn't it? Yours is the nectar,
Mine's
which is
the door.
Sauternes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a terrible pronunciation for what it is. When you found out, I remember you texting me. So it's pronounced Sauterne.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with this. I get you, because that surprised me. Okay. Anyway, yes. That's 2. I'm okay with this. There's no age statement on this though, so we can't go into
No, I have no idea.
Yeah, and I don't want. I kind of want a cheeky part of me is like, I mean, 20 minds. We could do it on that, but then I'm like, actually, do I want to do 20 seconds? Because that's a tall ask for a whiskey that packs a punch, and that's another thing as well. I think the ABV adds that depth that you need.
Oh, sorry. I'm just currently Googling to try and see if I can work out any more information about it, to see if there's a particular minimum process they've gone through or minimum age.
Yeah.
But no one seems to.
I think that this is one of those great things where you've taken 20 master distillers to work together to create this. And it's really annoying because this one is not as easy to find as the Fire and Cane and the Pomona cask. Right now, the Pomona one, the Orchard series, is the one you'll see more commonly in like Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
The XX you don't see anymore.
No.
But that's not been discontinued, I believe. If it has, that's disappointing. Fire and Cane is one I haven't tried. I've tried all but the Winter Storm and Fire and Cane. Winter Storm I'm never going to try, really, am I?
No.
But there's a punt as well. It's not worth it. But Fire and Cane has my attention because it's a really interesting name. I would try it, but I want to try a sample of it. You know, this was again a thing of I hit 10k on Twitter and went, let's go gamble. You know, all right, what am I going to do? Get one that Dave won't like. And I was like, but what if he does? It's always a chance. 10 people, jeez. We're lucky today, I think. Considering it's the summer, I'm very impressed that so many of you have joined us. Don't forget to like.
Yes,
we appreciate that.
Thank you for your being here. You're enjoying our content.
Yeah. We are nearly 2.5 hours in. We have one more whiskey left, so we're not going to dawdle too long on this one because the last one is kind of the coup de grace. We have bloody well better be. It'd be like, I don't want it to be like the Talisker 18 where it is, but we still prefer the cheaper ones. But at the same time, the cheaper one also was an import. So it's really tricky, you know? Dave's doing a little head tilt experimentation, by the way.
It did about 10 seconds.
It works,
Just a
doesn't it?
random sort of hold.
It does work, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of it's giving me a tingle on the lips, which is weird. It's still cool. A lot of these have been very cool.
Yeah, I've
in the
noticed.
mouth.
Just to be clear here, not because it's like smoking. No. It means in the sense the drink literally feels like you're drinking cold.
It feels cold, even though we know it's not, because it's room temperature.
On that note, it's not warm enough for this anymore.
Meg is just currently disassembling the cooling system we have set up with the fans.
What? Singular USB?
Yeah, singular fan.
With
There goes Plumpy's water bowl.
an air freshener on the back of it. Can I have a towel, please? Thank you.
It's bar towel, that's alright.
Yeah, we'll do. It's fine.
That's right, the bed's thick enough. Won't be a problem.
It's not that. It's my power bank.
Didn't realise I got that. There will be a brief intermission
no,
whilst we
it's
clear up a water spillage from the dog bowl.
It's quite right. I'll put this in the office out of the way.
But yeah, this one is interesting because there's basically no information about it. It's just experimental, and it's we don't really know much about it, but it's very good.
Well, that's the thing with this one because it flew under the radar, but it wasn't the very first one I was introduced to. But it took my attention. And again, the punt reason for it was how it was presented, because the bottle was black. It's not ceramic black. You can see into it if you hold it up to a light like this. You can. It's just not as easy. It's not ceramic. The tube looks like a fingerprint or a number of fingerprints.
Yes.
And I was just like, you know what? I've hit 10,000 followers on a platform I didn't think I'd ever grow that much on. Screw it. What's wrong?
No? Just that.
Okay. It was a flash of lightning. I was about to disappear.
No.
For those who don't know, I'm not overly fond of storms.
And there's apparently a storm due overnight tonight.
I'll be gone by then.
So Dave will be putting his earplugs in. And
I don't know how you do it, because I genuinely am not very good with storms at all. have you had a fair amount of yours yet or not? 'Cause I kind of want to get to the coup de grace.
Not enough to shoot. but
No,
yeah,
okay. You keep going. Tell me when you're ready, because I will shoot mine regardless.
Give me a minute, I can shoot.
yeah, that's all right.
I'm down to a shooting measure.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to get to the last one because the last one is something I've been building up to for a while. The tasting notes are accurate. It deserves the awards. The Project XX, I think, is one of the more superior entries. But I kind of understand why it's not as readily available because the market right now, certainly for more casual drinkers, is to get drinks that are more versatile. This is not a drink for lemonade.
No.
So Pomona, the experimental...
the market tends to be around mixers, doesn't it?
Yeah, and that's what a lot of distilleries are going for. Monkey Shoulders renowned for it, Morangi as well. They want to pounce on this market because whiskey is going through a massive boom right now. It's why I struggled to get my hands on a bottle of the 2024 Diageo, Fezila Bunnahabhain Port Cask finish. We fluked it. David found it. It was weird because how the did he see it? But he did. I bought it. Bosh.
Yeah.
And we will be doing a Bunnahabhain stream and it will be cracked open because, yes.
We'll be having a good time.
Yes, absolutely. That might be later in the year. Because I still wanted to get the 18. I'm studying like, but I have to buy it now.
Yeah, because we've gained an extra stream essentially. Because we've done this one and we've got the Discord one tomorrow. So those of you on Discord,
yes,
we'll be doing a sample set tomorrow.
I would love a storm. I do love a storm. Very good for you, worst scenario. I'm glad you do. I do like storms too, but I'm very bad. I'm very bad with lightning generally. I don't know what it is. It's irrational.
Whereas Dave is sleeping in a wooden box.
In Meg's shed. As others call it. But at least if he dies surrounded by his friends.
Yeah.
Johnny, Glenn, Penny, Jack, and one called Mac.
Yeah.
And one just called English.
Yes.
And also 2 friends called Lord John Marbury.
Yes.
But
Singing to the Marbury Bar sign.
Yes, going in the other room though for the 9.
Save me.
And he has his favourite one of his favourite TV shows I don't think he's watched much of called Game of Thrones. He also has a friend called Morty, and Morty's 20 years old.
Yes, I don't really watch Rick and Morty.
And he also has a friend that's single called Tun that's 25 years old.
Yeah.
What a great time to be alive. And he also has...
This is true. If the cabin is burning down to get struck by lightning, do I save myself or do I save the English?
He's even got some Peaky Blinder friends. He's got some Japanese friends. He's got some Taiwanese friends and Indian friends called Paul. He works on tech support. Yeah.
Also John from AT&T.
Yeah. And he got a weirdo called Dal. Weird. Called Dal ... More.
Yeah.
All right then.
And
The weirdest name.
Winnie Dal.
The weirdest name though is someone called Bunnahabhain.
Yes.
Or Bunnahabhain.
Yes.
Anyway.
Good afternoon. I am Bunnahabhain from AT&T Customer Support.
Dog runs down the garden and barks. Ah, I get you. The smell of ozone. I do like that smell, to be fair. It's a very fresh smell. Send it.
We are heroning people.
Ooh, tell you what. That works. I kind of went straight down, but it went well.
It's a little bit bitter.
Yes, but that's when it lingered on the tongue. If you just I had it a bit there and it did, but the rest of it just felt nice and sweet on the back of the tongue.
Yeah.
It touched the here, that on the mid front of the tongue wasn't great, but the rest of it was so sweet. I quite liked that. Yeah, that was nice.
Right, I'll go for a decent measure of water this time.
Yeah, because there's a bit left, isn't there? I have to buy some more water for
There's
tomorrow.
a bit left, and it's obviously the important one.
Yes. Okay, so I've gone with the wrong one. You're a bell end. Sorry, guys. I put the wrong one on the screen. There you go. So, last on the list. Cheers.
That's cheers.
Yeah. It's the last one, buddy, technically.
It's water. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the last one.
Yeah.
Unless you want to finish. Unless this one sucks, in which case we really have done. I've really done myself a nasty. I'll be really annoyed because this is. It looks so damn cool. For this to make sense, the way the box open is that it looks like a rectangular box that stands upright. There's a golden little bit of fabric on the side. You pull it, and the whole thing interior spins 180, and the bottle is presented to you. This is part of the Grand Series, the Grand Reserva series, I believe it is actually, where you have the 21, the 23, the 26, and the 29. The 29, though, is more aloof because it's a Japanese finish and it's very rare. The 21...
That's the Mizunara one, isn't it?
Yeah. The 21, 20, 23, and 26 is... The 21 is a rum cask, the 23 is cuvee, and the 26 is... Thank you,
Well,
Nerfy.
thank you.
Thank you, Nerfy. I'll send that to David after this. The 26 is Grand Corona, and I don't know what that is. I have to look it up. I'll look it up to confirm
No,
it.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But I will confirm because I feel like I'm an idiot for not knowing.
Meanwhile, Dave will attempt to open said bottle of 21.
Yes, please do. Give me a moment. Whiskey shop, 26-year-old, opulent. David is a dropper. It is... okay. Okay. This is... Oh, gee, it's open then.
Yeah.
Right, so...
I don't know what happened there.
The 21 is a rum cask. The 23 is a cuvee cask. The 26 is a cognac cask.
Okay.
Like the Glenfiddich Captain's one I had, the 14 technically. Just for this to make sense, my chat's vanished because of it. David accidentally, his hand malfunctioned for a second, and he dropped my 21-year-old box, but mercifully it landed flat and not at an angle. I don't see any dents on it, so we're okay.
It did land flush, but I don't understand what happened.
I saw your hand on it. I don't know. It must have just popped.
It just went.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You got it. You're safe. Now, do be a bit careful on this. For this to make sense...
Please pull down. So I'll take
on
that
the
bit off.
right, do be careful with the cork, though. Just pull really hard and quickly. There you go, because otherwise the cork twists and lodges. Right, the top bit of the bottle there has a foam release that's into two divots that lock the bottle into place. And the cork, because it doesn't sit completely flush on the bottle, slightly bends every time you take it out. Now, this bottle, you may notice, is a sharper, triangular shape and more refined, arguably the sexiest looking version of a Glenfiddich bottle.
Yeah.
Because it just looks very sharp, very presentable. The Grand Reserva series is delightful looking. Is the box okay? No. David has dented my box.
Oh,
No, it's fine. There is one dent in one corner, but it's okay.
It's well away from the whiskey. That's at the back.
Sure. I will admit, after the amount of money I paid for it, that's not an ideal thing to have. But at the same time, it was an accident. I'm not my sister's. Yeah. I'm not the angry type. I know it was an accident. I was literally on my phone. I saw it in the corner of my eye. It just came out of his hand. It's fine. Can you move the towel back a little? I want to see if it stands flush or not. Just see if it's not flush on a flat surface. I mean, yeah, it's not tipping back. No. I was rocking it on purpose. Yeah. I wanted to see if it rocked here, but it didn't. Okay, it's fine.
Rocking from the front, to be honest.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. You can put everything back now, please. That's fine. It's not damaged horrendously. It's just it took a bump in one corner. God damn it, Dave! You've been told.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I say that.
Anyway,
mine hasn't updated.
So only one person has had a glass of this. It's not me. It's my father. He, after taking my sisters and David and others on holiday, he came back here, cut the grass, and I sent him.
I took myself. I joined him a day later.
Don't be pedantic. I included David anyway because David. Don't try and deflect from your monstrosity here. You've damaged a very expensive box. More expensive than some of the Cambridge hookers. Now, he was very annoyed because he had a long day, my father had, and I was like, I'll nice you with some samples. Send him home with that and a sample of New Riff, which is a bottle I also bought. Bourbon, because I do like my bourbons. We saw it in passing, and I had to get a very tall guy to get it because I couldn't reach it.
It was one of those, we saw the look of it, and I was like, this looks interesting.
Yeah. But he's the only person that's had a glass. It's like the joke with the Jameson's 18, where for the longest time, David is the only person to have had a glass of it.
Yeah.
I have now had one, but I think he's had 3. So he's still on me on that by 2. But this is one of those ones where I've wanted this since January last year, where I wanted to make this my January treat. I really did. I don't regret getting the Macallan Night on Earth because it's just delicious.
Yeah, you were and weren't you?
I was a bit annoyed. Because, to be fair, when I saw the Macallan and it was just me and the guy in the shop, and I said to him, how much is that? And he said 110 for the Macallan Night on Earth, and I said, okay, so I'm getting that. I was like, it's only £110 and it looks bonkers. I even said, what's most ostentatious? And I saw the McCullen and he's up on the top, right in the corner. And I was like, you shouldn't be there. You're not that expensive. Considering what they've got on those shelves now.
Yes.
But yeah, I wanted the Fiddick 21 this year, last year. And this year I wanted the 23 and they didn't have it either. They had both of them in there a couple of weeks ago, which annoyed me. But I got the 21 at last. It was the first thing I grabbed when I was there last time. It's quite pricey, but inflation has driven it up a little bit. I'm pissed by proxy. Mercenary, I'm glad you are. Mercifully, I don't hold enough of a grudge because David did not mean to do it, and I know he didn't. If he'd broken the bottle, I know he still wouldn't have meant to do it, but I know he would have said sorry at least. Mercifully, I am not. I have family that are far less patient. I want to try this. Of course, it would have made me sad, but he would have had to get me another one. And that would have made me sad because I know that my inheritance goes down. No, I'm kidding. I don't really mind. But as long as it doesn't drop the bottle, we're good. The box, of course, in this instance, you want to keep that box because look at it.
Yeah.
It is genuinely a box where you go to your friends and go, oh, you may have brought this Morangi, this Penderyn,
It still works.
this Bushmills, the Tullamore, any other whiskey, and you just go, yes, but mine pirouettes 180 degrees and plies in the middle for good measure.
Yeah.
And you know, plie, you lost a man card. I don't know what it is. I saw it from an advert from a McCoy's Crisp advert. Remember that with the machine thing?
Hands over man cards.
You hold on for as long as you could. Anyway, would David like to pop
20
this?
years, I hope. No, not quite.
I've still got one in my box with the ticket. For those who don't know, I made man cards for my housemates and I took them away randomly because I was a dickhead. I thought it was hilarious.
You gave me like 5 and took 4 of them away straight away.
Yeah, I did. I took one away from my housemate when he lost a slap bet. When I had a headache and I was horrible, I felt so sick. And my housemate, male housemate goes, "Does it hurt here?" And I'm like, "No, here, no." "Does it hurt here?" And he just goes to the other one who lost a slap bet and went, "No, here." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I'm going to go lay on the couch now because my head is killing me. Oh. So the cork on this is nice. The neck is fat. The top on the cork is beautiful. Look at it's got a metal topper with a deer stag head. It's got a very fat neck compared to the others because again the bottle is different. It's similar but different. It doesn't pour as easy either, though. Just to be clear,
It's wider.
I know it's why I had issues as well pouring it. You have to really commit to the pour rather than. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, overcommitted and uncommitted.
Yeah, it's maybe a by eye thing. I get that cork back on there, bud. Right here. No. Do you want to tell them what I'm doing?
Mega's taking it off me and is putting it back in the box. I'm no longer trusted.
Just this one time. Just for safe measures.
But well out of the way. Yes, it was a decent pop, to be fair. Yes, it held up well. Good action with the cork.
Yeah, it's a beautifully presented bottle and a beautifully presented box. Together they complement each other well, and I'm really hoping this doesn't let itself down. Actually, that's something I need to check. I'm so sorry. You may have to just tell everyone I've disappeared. That's fine.
He's wandering about. Yes, it still works. It still spins.
Okay, so this is actually the weakest, technically. We'll say it is anyway. It's 40%.
So it's joint weakest, yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it is because I think the 18 probably should have been 43 to be fair. It is a reserva rum cask finish. I don't know what reserva means. Aged for 21 years. A luxuriously rich single malt finished in our own unique rum casks.
Okay.
So not Bacardi.
No.
Good to know. On the back, Scottish and Caribbean traditional and and in italic, unexpected, refined and rebellious. All embodied in this whiskey aged for 21 years in Speyside, in italics, meticulously, end italics, selected American and European oak casks for extraordinary depth of flavour before a final flourish from rum-soaked bourbon casks. Rum-soaked, seasoned.
Yeah.
It'd be that season thing, wouldn't it? Yeah. Intensely sweet vanilla, floral banana float under the nose. Pepper moves briskly across the tongue for sharp in italics. Ginger, sultry italics. Fig and uplifting italics. I said it like that for the Americans. Lime dance together, all building to a crescendo of sweet toffee and spicy warmth in one deep italics and dark dram. What are you talking about? Actually, it is quite dark, actually, but it's very...
Yeah.
For 40%, it's dark. Okay. I'm going to put this back now. My dented and damaged Johnny Walker Gold-esque quality dent. Like your 18 one, your box got that dent in the corner as well, isn't it?
It has, yeah.
Now I know what happened. It randomly flung itself from your hand. Very well. You and your age
both
things.
hands on it as well.
I saw. I was looking at my phone, obviously, but... That smells very sweet. Very sweet. I like that. Yeah, that's a very sweet, very rum sweet, not dark rum.
Like sultanas.
Yeah, I've got the banana there. I get the banana on the nose. I'll pull up the tasting notes. I like the look of the bottle, of course. I need that. Nerfy, you do. You need it. Of course you do. Which one is it? There it is. On the nose, barley sugar, malt, dark brown sugar, orange pills, marmalade, manuka honey, chocolate, and foam bananas. Foam bananas are the sweets, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is incredibly sweet smelling. Yeah. I'm already okay. Can we not taste it so I don't get disappointed? I don't want to get to the taste of me like, you piece of shit.
That would be quite interesting. On the palate, it's like, oh, no.
It's the 21 second part I'm worried about. Shall we? I'm really looking forward to this. Just the thing, right? Last year, if I'd bought this bottle in January, it would have cost £155. It cost £180 because of the government's increase on tax duty, which is pointless because it's not the fault of whiskey that you have to raise more money for your reckless spending. Governments always do this. They blame the alcohol industry, and yet you need the alcohol industry because the moment it starts to get harmed, you guys have to then charge them even more to harm it even further. Like,
if only there were companies that weren't paying their tax that you could get the money back from.
Oh, you mean like the COVID loans and all that they won't get back?
Oh,
that. They're busy chasing people who got like $1,000, and they're like, but not going for the guys who got hundreds of millions.
Yes.
I'm sat here like,
we need your £442 because that will really make a difference. But Amazon with your $5 billion, that won't do anything.
We need your 400 plus pounds, right? It's going to cost us about $2,000 to get it back. We're not going to charge you for that part, but we'll take the money. Make this make sense. Shall we have a taste?
Yes, let us.
Slanty.
Commence.
Please don't let me down.
They may go first, just because it's his whiskey. He's smiling, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. That is incredible. This had me think of Amontillado for a second. Very sweet. Bit peppery on the finish. But it's very nice. Yeah. Very sweet. Oh, I've yet to buy a dud. We're okay. Hang on,
I am the only one that's bought a dud.
Have I bought a dud yet? Actually, no. What did you buy when you were there with me? You bought Penderyn.
We haven't had yet.
No, but we'll get to that at some point.
It's a Penderyn.
It can't be a dud. They have not got
balance of probability says it's going to be good because all of them have
the balance of probability is based on the fact that 100% are not duds.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Seems legit.
That's how math works, right?
Yeah. Well, I've been told it is. Yes. I have heard rumours of this, so one would certainly hope that to be the case.
So what is on the palate on this one?
Palate. Full fruitcake, spices, buttery vanilla, malty with oak and candied ginger. That would explain the spicy bit.
Yeah, buttery, yes.
Yeah, very
fruit
buttery.
Cake, yes.
Yeah. It does remind me a little bit of the Christmassy sort of Dalmore sort of aspect, but Dalmore seems more honed in on that area. Yeah. This feels like a rum cask, but a really refined rum cask. Like if I put this next, it's like the Jura's getting wiped away by this. Yeah. And there's something else about this drink. It's not as cold as the others. It's cold, but not as cold. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
But nowhere near the Arctic tundra of the others.
No, some of the others have really chilled the mouth.
This one
is
has
just like pleasantly refreshing. In the temperature.
Yeah, it's not dry. Keep nudging your. I keep doing this. For those who don't know, when I stream, I fidget a lot with my legs. And I've been walking into David's bed that stood up next to me, and I keep doing this. I feel like I'm going to start singing. I get knocked down, but I get knocked back. Blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
again.
the airbed's not fighting back yet. But
Your airbed is thicker than me.
it
When I
is,
stand
yeah.
like this.
So my airbed is thicker than Meg is wide.
It's thicker than my shoulders. It's really uncomfortable for me.
It's nice and comfortable for me though.
Oh no, I've laid on it. It's comfy to lay on. But I don't like the idea of laying on my shoulders.
The mattress topper thing helps because that definitely helps keep the warm.
Sure. Were you cold last night?
No, it was fine
Okay.
last night.
I
Well,
told you.
camping,
I
it was,
told you you'd be
yeah.
fine. I told you you'd be fine. Yeah. Temperature retention.
Temperature
is
drops,
good, yeah.
not quite so much of effect in here as in a tent.
I think it helps we're near late drinking lots of alcohol.
That too.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to do 21 seconds with your permission, with your consent to timing. It's your turn afterwards. You're bloody well doing
Up
it as well.
to 21. Yep.
Ready?
Yep. I'm going. So this is one of the longer taste tests. Oh, he's walking off already. It's interesting. This is one of the longer taste tests we've done with the time in the mouth because very few whiskies we've had have been over the 18 years. There's very few in the 20s, so we are into somewhat unexplored territory. There's not many 21-year-old whiskies that we have. That went by really quickly.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Yeah. The temperature,
is.
although it did when it hit the point of quite hot, I did worry, but it was right at the end. I was like, oh, thank God for that. But it was still really nice. You should try that. That's definitely a, yes, we're listening to Glory Hammer, for those who don't know. David's listening to a song about Sargothrax. You ready? Go for it. 21 seconds, 1 second for every year of maturation. It's a legal drink, David. It's the kind of thing you want in your mouth. And at our age, I'm sure you'd be grateful for. Now, let's face it, neither of us would ever stand a chance. Don't be stupid. Unless you have a lot more money than you think you do. Now, 8 seconds left, 7 seconds. Hopefully he's enjoying this. I think it builds right at the end in heat. Enough that I felt it was a bit more, yeah. There you go, get her down, you go and drink it like a good girl.
There's some pepperiness to that.
It kicks right at the end, doesn't it?
My mouth is like tingling.
Yeah. It ends quickly, though. The finish,
Yeah, the
is
finish
long,
isn't long.
with
I wouldn't
notes
say.
of mochaccino and what's mochaccino?
That's chocolate coffee.
That's like a mocha, what I used to drink a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know it was called mochaccino. I didn't know that.
Mocha or mochaccino.
Didn't know it was
Kind
called...
of, I think
I knew mocha, because I used to...
mocha is like a thing of coffee, a thing of chocolate.
Yeah.
Mochaccino, I think, is like a more frothy version.
That'd be cappuccino there, wouldn't it? I remember in my Twitch chat a couple of years back, a few of my delightful viewers tried to tell me it's called mocha, and I was like, I've been getting this wrong for years. And for a whole stream, I then kept on saying mocha, for then someone else to say, it was Joe that corrected and said, no, it's mocha. I'm like, you bastards, you bastards. Why'd you do this to me? Why do you want me to cry? Why do you hate me so much? It might be Yempy.
I mean, it sounds like the sort of thing she would do, to be fair.
It. Anyway,
Wow.
what did you think of this? Like, we haven't really talked about this so far. What has impressed you the most beyond the Amontillado? I took that out on purpose because I know it's going to win. What of these so far?
No,
which one
this is good, to be fair.
Yeah,
This is nice.
So, do you want to say it?
The Amontillado was...
No. Say the magic words, David. Come on, say them. If you mean it, say it with heart. Come on.
I like Glenfiddich.
No. Its proper name.
Look, get what you get.
Cha-cha-cha. Think va-va-voom, but cha-cha-cha. Think Thierry Henry saying it.
Zoom, zoom. No, that's not
Zoom, zoom. I like the Glenfiddich.
right. And here we have a wild swan.
Murder took place. No. So
What we did was we took the swan, we chopped his head off, and we added it to some halloumi, put it in a bun, and added some peri-peri.
We took it to Nando's for a jolly good cheeky time.
That's what you do.
None of this lemon and herb shit.
When you come to August, we do Nando's takeaway.
When's that?
When you come up.
Nando's
Saturday
takeaway?
night, yeah. Nando's takeaway. Or if I pick you up, we can grab Nando's and bring it home. Or just go to Nando's.
We should go to Nando's.
Yeah.
Come back, watch movies or something. To the VC and be like, yeah, we can do it. We'll do it later. Do it tomorrow or something.
Welcome to VC. We're full of Nando's.
Meg's put on £10 from halloumi. He's not happy. I am not impressed.
Dave has put on no pounds from halloumi.
How many pieces did Meg eat? 3. Dave ate 9. Explain this.
Yeah. Power of Dave.
Oh, don't give me that shit. I do so much more than you.
I know. It's brilliant.
Can't be arsed. Anyway, if you were to say, what was the weakest entry today for you? Now, I think, to be fair, the weakest...
that one.
Do you want to tell me what you just pointed at?
I just pointed at the glass that had the 12 in. The standard 12, not the Amontillado.
There's like a drop in there. Not anymore. No, the weakest entry, I would argue, even though I think it's nice, I think it might be the 18.
Yeah. The 8.
Because it is based on the 12.
I think the problem we've got is we don't know. I know I've said this a couple of times, but
You've said it a few times.
we don't know what the Solera is meant to be like. 'Cause we don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah.
So unless we know that's what it's meant to be, we can't really judge it properly. So I think it has to be the 18 because although it was balanced, it didn't give a huge amount of anything particular.
I still think it was good, but then just to point out here, none of them are bad, but if we're comparing them with each other, it is the weakest of the 6.
Yeah. But if we have another Solera, if we can find one that's a Solera finish and we find that's a lot different,
how are you going to find one?
Yeah.
It's just impossible. Again, Glenfiddich, they basically have all the Solera, all the Solera VAT stuff. It's not feasible. If you find something, you are lucky. And also, if you're getting something like that, it's boutique whiskey company territory of
probably
Gordon MacPhail,
Yeah,
very
independent,
boutique and
yeah.
rare. And I'm just like, do you want to open that? I've got a Tamnavulian I won't open from Gordon MacPhail.
Yeah.
You've got a Kalila from
Yeah.
there. They're not being opened.
No.
And we've tried one of those, and we know why it's not being opened.
we know the Kalila is good.
Yeah, we stood outside in the rain, sipping on it.
It's that good. We allowed us to be locked out of a shop in the rain with a little plastic medicine cup sample.
Just to be clear,
You know the little plastic
the
pots you get
when-
pills in? Yeah.
when you're in a psych ward or a prison. Just
Yeah.
to be clear here, we're still outside having I hadn't had breakfast. I'm still outside, and I almost left my money in that shop. I'm like,
Yeah, he didn't have breakfast. I did, but
yes,
Yeah.
well, because I was like, I'll be fine. Several shots later,
7 samples later, it's like,
I'm paying
we
for
need food.
I'm paying for Nando's. David, I'm paying
And I'm like, well, I can't drive, so yes.
It was the old pulse in it really screwed
Yeah.
me over. 64.2.
So yeah, because I had the malt lac that was strong as well.
I didn't touch it because
No,
I was
that was
at
a lot
that was
fine
when
though.
I had to say I've got to stop because
Yeah.
I've actually the guy he niced us well.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, to be fair, I think that might have had something to do with the fact that I literally went, eh.
Yeah. Here is box. Box is full of actual cash.
Yeah, but it's still
money?
it's still the quote. I really hope there's no pennies in that. It's the fact he walks past and then as I open it, he looks and goes, "You want to try some samples?" I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Have we had breakfast? No. Yes. That was awesome. That
We
was
had breakfast. Well,
I kind of one day would love to take my dad there.
you should.
Just so he can, maybe in January, just go up there with him and be
The
like,
thing is, we need the right person there because the other guy isn't as generous with the stuff.
the guy we saw last time wanted to be, but it has to be him, the one
Yeah.
guy, because you know he's going to
Yeah,
give you.
especially if we start talking YouTube and we can obviously
To
plug
be
his
honest,
son.
I've still got the samples in my cabinet,
Yeah.
and they are brutal. For those who don't know, during one of these streams, I poured a glass. Or was it Discord? I think it was this. It was this. It was this.
No,
Yeah.
it was on one of these, yeah.
Yeah, and I poured a glass. At the end of the stream, we didn't finish them, and I was like, we can't finish them because we're going to be hammered. So we had to carefully pour them back into the medicine bottle because of how strong it was.
Yeah. We're talking 65,
It was the
66%.
It might have been the Isla peated. It was the Isla stream. It was the Isla.
Yes.
It was the Isla stream because it was the Bunnahaven PT peated one. That was Duncan Taylor peated. I was going to buy that, by the way, when I was there, because I know they had it in stock. The full bottle, Duncan Taylor, Bunnahabhain, 8 years old, and it's just like a punch in the face. Anyway, I am going to commit sacrilege because I've barely touched mine, but I'm going to do it anyway. We're nearing we just hit 3 hours, and I'm willing to YOLO swag fam this because I want to know if it's good enough or whether or not it feels wrong.
I probably have slightly too much to YOLO just at the moment. So.
That's fine, but I will.
Okay.
YOLO swag fam.
So 21-year-old whiskey going down the hatch.
It's really good. It's good.
Mega
It's
brilliant.
just sweet all the way through. I'm not joking. It's just straight up sweet all the way through. For those who are curious, I'm going to put the bottle back on the screen. That is it. That is an insanely sweet shot. Like, that is the kind of shot. If you shoot it, all you get is beautifully buttery, sweet flavour. And I'm just like, for God's sake, are you doing it? You're going to do it next, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a few one.
Yeah. That is really nice. And I'll be honest, that's probably that might be my favourite one. Next to the Amontillado, actually. The XX as well, actually.
I have to say, the Amontillado has held up really well, given it's just the standard one with a finish.
It's a seasoned finish as well, so it's not exactly a special finish. It's just, the Amontillado just did it.
Yeah.
It gave the 12 what it needs.
And if you think we've had 14, 15, 18,
XX.
21, and a complete unknown.
Well, the unknown is still really good as well, though. Like, think about it. The three you really liked, the 12, the XX, and the 21.
Yeah.
And they're all completely different. Although, one is completely different. Two are very similar in the sense that both very, very sweet.
Yeah.
But the XX was different because that just, come on, that was a straight up nice whiskey. The 15's fine, just to be clear. 14 was fine. 18 was fine. But these were different.
Yeah, to be fair, the sign is now currently wrong because it is no longer that David hates it.
It's 50% David hate.
Yeah.
No. It's just...
David still hates one of them, but we haven't really drunk it, so it's all good.
No, Meg took the one for the team and then decided to give it to the grass instead.
Look forward to the dogs sniffing that out in the morning. And be
No,
like,
I look forward to watching the grass die around it, spreading like Nurgle's poison. No, it's a delightful whiskey. All of them are, just to be clear. But I do want to, before David YOLO swag fans, I'm going to highlight something for all of you. There it is. Right, so this is the one we're not trying. This is the very first experimental I ever bought. This is the Glenfiddich IPA. I covered somebody when they went on holiday once for a week. Now, the year before, I bought Monkey Shoulder in a cage. The year after, I bought this because I was like, it came with a glass. It was a bronze-painted glass, so it looked really cool. And then somebody, a child, I don't remember who it was now, dropped it. And it was an accident. It's fine. I don't care. I do care, though, because it's limited, but I don't care because I only bought it because of the glass. You know, like the cage, I bought it because of the cage. The IPA cask is a weird one because it's nice if you like IPA. But I've had other IPA casks since, and this is not as refined as the Jameson's, for example. But Jameson's is triple distilled. This is a single malt.
Yeah.
It's not the same. The process is vitally important to acknowledge as well. So you can't also compare this. But this one is also discontinued. They don't make it anymore. So that bottle is the old design of Glenfiddich bottle with the embossing logo melted into the glass at the top. The cork is delightful, although I did have to clean it earlier. Let's not talk about that. But it's had about a third drunk from it. It's fine. It's nice. It's just one of those ones where I hide it in the back of the cabinet because it's never going to be touched really, unless it just ran. Unless we did an IPA stream, which we would have considered if I got the Fettercan IPA Warehouse 14, but I didn't because I went with the two Bunnahabhains and went over my budget, which is fine. I'll take the L on that this time. January will be different.
Whereas Dave roughly stayed inside his budget.
You didn't have a choice though.
No, this is true.
Well, actually, you could have, but to be fair, why didn't go into the savings?
Would give me the choice, but
yeah. Why go into the savings if they're there because there's savings? Yeah. Whereas I brought cash with me and I stayed within my budget, but it meant I couldn't buy as much chocolate, which is fine.
Which is ironic given we'd already been and bought the chocolate.
Yes. Well, I think what undid me a little bit was I was meant to have a little bit left over and I went and bought New Riff.
You did, yeah.
Yes, but to be fair, you look cool. It's under the bar, actually.
I know, I saw it down there.
Would you like to send your drink then? That's right.
We
YOLO
shall
strike.
go.
Good luck. Very sweet, isn't it? Yeah. He's
How
giving
is
me a-
that so good as a shot?
Yeah, that's annoying.
Why
isn't
is that so good
Yeah,
as a
but
shot?
that's like Glenlivet 18. It's that area of it shouldn't be, and it annoys me that it is.
Yeah.
It was like I think we did a couple others of shots, and we were annoyed because it's always the older ones that are really good, and it annoys us so much.
As long as you don't want to drink as a shot, the shots. That's oh dear.
Yeah, I know. It's dangerous and it irritates me.
I'm not gonna say it again.
Thanks for being here, worse than yes, say it. Make me moist.
I like 50% of Glenfiddich.
Oh, he said it right as well. Moist.
As
you.
tried tonight.
That's true. Well, to be fair, you liked all of them, but you really
Yeah.
did. It's that thing.
I would happily have 3 of them.
Yeah. You're not going to complain if I gave you the other ones. It's just the thing is, the 14 you now know is more of a time thing. The 18 is definitely also kind of a time thing.
Yeah.
The 15 is fine. You just need to know more about it. I still think the 15 is fine.
Yeah, we need to find another Solera to try at some point. To
I still
see
think
what
I still think it's fine.
Yeah.
Because it tasted great.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. None of. To be fair, none of the ones we've drunk tonight have been bad.
But the ones that stood out to David were the 12 Amontillado cask, the XX Project XX
Yeah.
Experimental Number 2, and the Grand Reserve
21.
Damaged 21-year-old.
Yeah.
That's good. Stop it. Made it home to catch the end. Well, I'm glad you did, because we are at the end. We are just over 3 hours in, and I genuinely really enjoyed this evening. I hope you all did too, to be honest. Unless anyone has any questions, probably going to end here anyway, because we need to pack away my office back together.
Yeah. We need to put the office back together. We need to remake the bedroom.
I have
We need
2%
to-
left in the power bank anyway, so we
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay, so
We're using a big power bank as well. Well,
Yes.
to be fair though, that was only on 35%, so we're not done too bad.
I knew it'd last. So that's fine. Okay, so we'll probably end here then, unless you want to say anything.
No, just thank you to those of you that have been here. Please do like and share the stream, and
Yes.
encourage people to watch on playback.
We are going to be back here on the 24th of August.
Oh, and thank you for the donations and for the memberships that were gifted.
We'll be back here on the 24th for a spiffing English stream. It won't be made public yet because we're going to the
We
distillery.
need to work
next.
out once we've been to the distillery.
Yeah, because the only English bottles I've got here are the English Chapter 12, my Manzanilla, my 20cl 6 Chapter 6, and my one. So the one English Chapter 12, Chapter 6, 20cl, and the 15 English. I don't have the variety. Ideally, a Norfolk popcorn. Ideally, we want to make sure it's the best thumbnail for you guys. This thumbnail I really enjoyed the look of, so hopefully that resonates as well with people wanting to watch.
But for those of you that are on the Discord, tomorrow night we will be on the Discord having a Compass Box sample pack of 3 whiskies, and I believe on the 10th of August we will also be doing a sample set at mine when Meg comes to visit. So yes, do tune in for that on Discord.
Yeah, I do believe the Compass Box is the Peat Monster, the Spice Tree, and the Spaniard of the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And the one at David's will be a Tamdu trilogy.
Yes, Tamdu, which actually are surprisingly highly rated.
For a Lowland as well, which doesn't get much attention. Lowlands are not as many of. Anyway, should we go?
Yes.
Marvellous. Let's go.
I want some chocolate.
Do you have any?
Over there. Bourneville.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yes.
Say good night, David.
Good night, David.
Good night, David.